Pretty ominous start to a show on a Tuesday. Ben and Woods, 97.3 The Fan. I'll explain. Whoa, what is that? Doubled up on me. What was that? That's weird.
It was just coming through the computer.
Okay.
We good.
I'll explain in a minute.
It's not our usual Rolling Stones,
Yeah.
Barry White mashup.
I'm not my usual peppy, cheery self this morning either. Good morning, everybody. Happy Tuesday to you. Welcome to drizzly and cloudy morning. Another one. We are really, really crushing. It's beautiful here late in the day, though. Absolutely stunning late in the afternoon. But this morning,
we get a good 45 minutes.
yeah, you're very right. But this morning, holy smokes, interesting day yesterday, and interesting morning so far here on the Ben and Woods program. Let me do the intros here. My name is Stephen Woods, and I am a native of Dallas, Texas, and I have been in San Diego, California since 2010. Moved here in mid-January. Read something recently. It doesn't matter. I saw somebody post a long post about how it doesn't matter how long you've lived here. You'll never be a true, not to me, just in general. It doesn't matter how long you've lived here. You will never be a true San Diegan unless you were born and raised. So I already have one strike against me. That being said, I love this city with my whole heart. I love this job with my whole heart. I love it here. Even when it's nasty outside, it's still the most beautiful place I've ever lived and ever want to live. I'm just introing for people that maybe don't know, the first time listening. Paul Reindl is a native of Seattle, Washington. He is our executive producer, handles our YouTube stream. Now you can go watch us right now. I would recommend that actually probably today, youtube.com.
Search Ben and Woods.
Search Ben and Woods. You'll see all of our tier ones in there weighing in on the chat. You guys are amazing lunatics. I say that in the best way. They're waiting for us to log on every day. It's really, really cool. We have a special guest in studio too. The great Corey Stewart, Lorenzo, as he is sometimes known. Good morning to you, Corey.
Good morning to you.
He brought us donuts. I had forgotten he was coming in. There's a lot on my plate, and I'll explain to you in a minute. And my diet had been going really well. My wife made a delicious, nutritious breakfast last night, or a dinner last night, not a breakfast. There you go. Put your hand right in front of it. There you go. Get Corey on there. Yeah, there he is. So he popped in, brought us some donuts. You always pick the weirdest times to come in, and weird things happen.
My God.
When weird things happen when you do come in.
Very weird things happen.
Now, are you a born and raised native here?
I was born in Portland, Oregon.
Okay, so you'll never be a San Diego.
I'm never going to be a San Diego. I moved here when I was 10. So
somebody posted it.
I've almost been here at least half my life. Almost.
Yeah.
I'm like, it still won't matter.
I've lived here longer than I've lived anywhere consecutively. I was a nomad for many, many years, but I love it here. I definitely want to die here. Not anytime soon. But I did see that and I thought, man, what a huge bummer. What a huge, no matter how hard I try. I married a native San Diegan. My two boys are native San Diegans. Won't matter. I have the scarlet letter on my chest. So I will never be a true San Diegan. So I do apologize for that. Thanks for giving us a chance anyway here on Ben and Woods. Now, the one guy on our program that is born and raised San Diego, Ben Higgins. He is not with us today. And he is the cause of the consternation on the Ben and Woods program.
May I step in?
Sure.
And preface. It's about 5:35 a.m. this morning. I thought I was witnessing the end of the Ben and Woods program.
Hence why we started with the brilliant song from The Doors, The End. That was for dramatic effect.
I thought, oh God, here it comes. It's happening.
It happens.
It's over.
It happens to every show. It does. It does happen to every show. All good things must come to an end. We're in a unique position in that our contract expires at the end of the year. And, there's already talks going on. There's some numbers being thrown around. There's some demands, from our side. Ben is asking for that catered, the catered breakfast,
and limo
service, all these things.
Corner office we can't go in. It's only for him.
You don't get it ever, but you have to make the ask, and they will come back and say, no, we can't do that. But what we can do is give you a small percentage raise and, just keep doing what you're doing. Dominating, absolutely dominating the morning radio scene. So the reason why Ben is on my absolute, like the S list of all S lists, he's up there now with, there's my list is dwindled because I've become more forgiving and kind. And my list is dwindled, and I've been able to let a lot of things go lately. This has been a half a year for me of massive improvement. I still fall short in a lot of areas, but I have improved as a human being, in my opinion, drastically. And I'm trying harder than I've ever tried. That's the other thing, is you may not achieve it, but I'm actually trying. Got a therapist, going to the therapist, trying to be a better communicator at home. I'm trying. I'm literally trying to be better with eating and working out. I got my colonoscopy. I got the sleep thing coming. Like, I'm making improvements in my life. And I regress on days like today. I regress, and the rage boils up inside of me. So I'll walk you guys through the entire mother effing timeline of this absolute ass show.
Ben Higgins scheduled to join us at the bottom of the hour.
I may just let you guys talk to him. I may just walk the halls during a segment. So, that we always bust Ben's balls when he takes vacation, but that's all it is. It's just ball busting. It's, oh, look at this guy. He's off to, some wine tasting in New York, or some dinner in New York, or he's off to Hawaii again. It's a bit.
When you travel to New York for dinner,
yeah,
you're going to get made fun of.
It's like anything on this show. Whatever, the things that we all have our things. Like I make fun of Paulie for buying more shoes than Blake Snell, right? Like Paulie has more. He's on the Blake Snell.
I'm on the path.
He's on the Blake Snell path. I'm like, you don't need any more shoes. You have a different pair every day. Okay. So that Paulie wears that. I wear a tremendous amount, right? Like the over the top, crazy guy, whatever. Ben's he goes on vacation a lot. And here's the thing. I've always said this, and I stand by this. Nobody in my life deserves a vacation more than Ben Higgins. Nobody. Nobody in your life, Corey. Nobody in your life, Paul. No one deserves it more than Ben. Nobody.
Absolutely not.
The S he puts up with on a daily basis on this show, at home, driving 4 hours in traffic every day. He gets home at 1 o'clock in the morning. He does mornings. He does that. He deserves it. But we're going to bust his balls about it. We're going to. That's standard. He knows that. So it comes up a couple weeks ago. He says, I told you guys this, but I want to remind you, I've got that Catalina trip. I said, all right, what are the days you're leaving? And he said, well, we're leaving on Monday. I can't do the show. Back on Wednesday, but late, after the show. So I'll be back in on Thursday. I said, okay, have fun. No problem. That's where it ended. Until Ben said, I could take the equipment with me, and I can do the show from Catalina. And I said, you don't have to do that. Well, and here's him. Well, it's morning, so like, I'm gonna be up and bored. And quote, what was the quote? I'm probably gonna be bored anyway. I feel like we've got a good. This is a quote. I feel like we've got a good momentum going, and we do. Massive momentum.
Really good momentum.
Like the best momentum that momentum has ever seen. I feel like we got a good momentum going, so I'll just get the stuff from engineering, and I'll go, and I'll just do it.
As long as it connects and the Wi-Fi is good enough.
These are all quotes. All of them. Yeah, as long as the Wi-Fi is good, I'm good. And I go, dude, let me say it again for the record.
This is true because we couldn't be making up the same exact story.
The same story. I go, for the record, go on your vacation, play some golf, hang with your wife, do whatever. You're on the boat over there. Take the pleasure cruise over there and do what you have to do. Chill. Toes in the sand, margarita in hand. Pretend you're Jimmy Buffett for 3 days. I don't care. You deserve it. I've always said that, and I really believe it. yes, I'm going to break your balls for it. Of course I'm going to. I'm going to have fun with it. You know, Ben's in Catalina, your white man in Catalina. Like, that's just going to happen on this show. Oh, this SOB. So Paulie and I, we watch him Friday walk out of the building with this cardboard box full of gear. And I go, oh, okay, he's got the stuff. Yep, no problem. He takes the stuff with him. So I said to Paulie, I go, all right, when's he going to be able to test it? Paulie said, Monday afternoon. He's going to get to Catalina. He's going to check in his room, make sure the Wi-Fi is good. Then we'll test the equipment with Scraby or Braden, whoever's on the board. Okay, cool. Let me know how that goes. Paulie hits me up yesterday. Got a little problem. I said, what? He goes, man, the machine that they gave him is kind of an old one. He's saying that it's not really working. And I said, oh, boy. Okay. Paulie,
like able to connect to other stations, other studios here, but not ours. So
well,
that's not going to work.
So he might be on another morning show
right now. He could be on
John and
Robin, Joss, and Ben right now. So he says, all right,
guys, coming up next, Adele's newest single.
Ben's like, hello? Hello.
I like me an Adele song or two.
Yeah, I like Adele.
Did you see Lamont Butler is returning?
Like, excuse us. So Paulie goes, look, it's a hassle, but I found a workaround because that's what that kid does. The guy finds a solution. Paulie, I've got a problem. I've got a solution. Paulie says. He says, here's what we'll do. We'll just pipe Ben in through a different computer, and it won't sound as clear. He probably won't be able to be on camera, but he'll be there, and it'll sound like the Corona Cave, basically. Ben's in the Corona Cave. I said, all right, yeah, whatever we got to do.
We got a cardboard cutout.
This cardboard cutout. We'll put you on the stream. We'll have a ball, right? But he's going to join us. Well, all of a sudden, I get the text from Paulie, and he's like, we got a bigger problem. And I was, what? He goes, now Ben just wants to do like a segment. And I said, and we're on a group thread.
That was a group.
And Ben says, hey, so I've been thinking about it. I don't really want to Zoom for 4 hours. Really no difference. He says, I don't really want to Zoom for 4 hours. He blah, 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 blah. And then he goes, and then this is what got me. He goes, I mean, I could do this or I could just enjoy my vacation. And I'm like, okay. Okay. All right. What? And then in my mind, I'm like, I told you to enjoy your vacation. This was all your idea. I never pitched it to you. I never said, hey, man, you're really leaving us in the lurch here. Me and Paulie can't handle it because we absolutely can. We did it yesterday. We'll do it again today. We'll do it again tomorrow. And I said, what?
It's the fact that he took the equipment and like wanted to make an effort to join us. And he titillated us.
He edged us. He
absolutely did.
He got me so close. And then
when you go to Vegas in 4 months or whatever, like
you won't hear from me.
We're not expecting anything. But if you take the equipment with you and you're like, I'm not really doing anything in the morning. I'm going to try to make it work and try to join you. Then we're going to plan for that.
I'm still going to be under the influence in the morning in Vegas. I'll tell you that right now.
Could be good.
It takes a while to come down. It takes a while to come down. So
try to get Bono on.
Yes. Yeah. Joined by the Edge. So he goes, or I could just enjoy my vacation. I'm like, I told you to enjoy your vacation. I never said not to. I said, in fact, don't take the equipment and go enjoy your vacation. Well, I want to keep the momentum going. So then, this is not even close to over yet, by the way. So I call Paulie and I go, is he out of his mind? What is he saying? Paulie's like, I go, what? Now, my theory was at the time, the first party I was mad at was engineering. I was like, why are we sending them with a subpar machine? Then they're like, nah, dude, the machine works fine. Like, it absolutely works. So then my theory was, I think the missus might have gotten in his ear and said, we're on vacation. My parents bought this trip for us.
I don't want to hear you screaming about Nikola Jokic.
Yeah. Like
6:15.
Nobody cares. And I go, all right, well, that I understand because I'm also married, but again, I want to reiterate. No one pitched this idea. He pitched this to us right where you're sitting, Corey. And I said, okay, well then
I almost want to tease it.
We are.
Okay.
Yeah. You're going to have to hold on through the break.
Holy crap.
Wait till we tell you what happened this morning. We will be joined by Benedict Higgins at 6:35. I may let you guys talk to him. I might just walk the halls.
He will answer to his crimes.
And I'm just going to walk the halls and take a deep breath because it all starts flowing in my head. And I'm like,
another independent party joined the studio, not Corey. Another person came in at about 5:30, 5:35 this morning. And that's when I thought Woods was literally going to explode.
Yeah.
In anger.
This is a new one on me. You don't lie to your homies, dude. Okay, you lie to girls. All right, you don't lie to me. And you don't lie to Ben. You don't lie to Paul.
You lie to the judge.
You don't lie to our audience. He's a dead man. He's a dead man. Wait till I tell you guys what we found out this morning. That's coming up next, right here on Woods. Welcome back, Ben and Woods, 97.3, The Fan. It was supposed to be Ben's ditty today. That's not happening. Maybe ever again. I swiped that from him. This is Arabella by the Arctic Monkeys. The theme for the Daily Ditty was artists you have personally met. Got to meet Alex Turner and the fellas one time. And you want to talk about cool. That dude stepped out of a big Lincoln Navigator Suburban coming to play a show at the old station. Got out, looked around, lit a cigarette, pulled a comb out of his back pocket and went, slicked his hair back. And I went, woo, man, God dang. Unbelievable. The aura. You could see purple around him. It was crazy. Swear to God. Blew my mind. And one of my all-time favorite bands, Arctic Monkeys. And so I got to chat with them for a minute and watch them do an acoustic performance, which you can still find on YouTube. It's really, really good. Might see a glimpse of me in the front row, sitting cross-legged Indian style. But yeah. So to get back to the drama of the morning, crazy. I mean, it's truly a crazy thing that's unfolded here on Ben and Woods. Just a brief recap. Ben had a vacation planned for today, yesterday, today, and tomorrow. And Paul and I said, great, have a ball, have fun, just go do your vacation. He says, well, I think I'll take the equipment with me. I can work remotely. And that way I don't have to use vacation days and I'll just do the show from Catalina. And I said, you don't have to. Didn't ask you. Don't care if you just go on vacation. When I go on vacation, I shut the mother down. You guys don't hear from me. I may call in, once and say what's up, or, oh, that game was crazy. That's it. You get maybe one segment, but I'm certainly not dragging the equipment when I go on vacation with my family. I'm just not. And I don't expect it of Ben. I don't expect it of Paul. I don't expect it of anybody. Go take your vacation. Nobody deserves vacation more than Ben. No. I want to. I'm going to be bored. I love the momentum we have. Let's just keep it rolling. We said, okay, man, if you're sure, then take it. So he takes it, tries to set it up, had a technical issue, and then just said, I guess we can. Paulie found a solution for it. Could have had him on right now and, been chopping it up right now about the Padres and how disappointing they are. And then all of a sudden we get the text from Ben. It's like, well, I'm not comfortable doing this. And maybe I'll just enjoy my vacation instead. And we're like, yeah, it's what we told you to do. Well, then this morning, our engineer, Mike, walked in. Mike's not going to care that I'm throwing him under the bus. Mike's like, I'll tell you exactly what happened. And I go, what do you mean? He goes, the equipment's fine. Number one, we found a fix. He goes, the equipment's fine. He goes, he never wanted to take it in the first place. I go, what are you talking about? He goes, yeah, when he came to pick it up Friday, his quote was, can I take the equipment? I don't really want to, but I mean, they're kind of making me. And I'm like, what's up? He goes, oh yeah. He said, I don't really want to, but I'm like, what? Excuse me.
Come again?
So what happened? Like, he's coming on with us next. I don't know that I can talk to him. Like, you going on vacation doesn't leave us high and dry. The show will go on without you, Ben. You're good, but we're better as a team, right? Like, we are better as a team.
You leave us high and dry though.
This is high and dry. Yes, this is high and dry.
When we don't know until 5:00 at night on Monday that you won't, in fact, be there on Tuesday.
This is you texting me how much you want to make love to me, and then I get home and you're like, I was just kidding. I'm joking. I was thinking about it all day. I'm going to do this to you and this to you and this to you and this to you. Oh my God, I got to get home. I got to race home. Get home. Psych. I never wanted to in the first place. It's cruel. It's cruel. So when Mike said that to me, I go, I need a minute. I just walked outside the studio. I did. I walked out of the studio. I'm like, what is happening?
Walking up and down the halls, screaming profanity.
Yeah, you don't have, just go on. Again, let me reiterate the point. I wanted you to go on vacation. I love you, and you deserve a vacation. Somehow, I'll turn out to be the bad guy in this situation. Somehow, Paulie, I will be the bad guy.
It's your fault.
When all I wanted to do was just come in and do the show with Ben gone. Like, I didn't care. I don't care.
Swinging Capuchin says, I'm worried about the reported fissures within the Ben and Woods team.
I mean, yes, there are fissures everywhere. Fisher's at Petco. Fisher's in here. It's radio. That like this was a matter of when, not if. There's been a lot of trust breached, and I shall require. I'll tell him next what I'm going to require of him on Thursday when he gets back. He's not going to like it.
Do you think he's listening?
I guarantee you, he knows what's going on.
He's just rocking back and forth. It's been 29 minutes. They haven't mentioned the NBA Finals. It's been 29 minutes. They haven't mentioned the NBA Finals.
How can they be a sports show? They haven't even mentioned the finals yet. This is why people hate Woods. I knew it. I knew I should have worked with Togerson. I knew I should have stayed with him. I knew I should have stayed with Derek. Derek and Ben and Derek.
Basketball Ben.
He's losing his mind right now. Well, that makes two of us, bud. I am so fit to be. I ate 2 donuts. Corey has ruined my diet.
I always get blamed.
The last time Corey was here, he traded his beloved Luis Arias. I mean, it's insane what happens when you walk in this studio. Pandemonium. I mean, you have witnessed a fracture in the very strong foundation that was Ben and Woods. And listen, the one thing I was just talking about, I'm a very forgiving person. I am. If you mess up to me and say, you know what, I was a jerk, I apologize, bro. We're all good forever. If I feel like you're sincere, we had a guy on Twitter. I won't mention his name. The dude was so mean to me. He was so mean to me, like fat jokes. You're a D-bag. I mean, gnarly stuff. And like one day I just wrote him back. I go, hey man, what did I do to you? What happened? Like, I've never met you. He was so mean, dude. Like cruel. And I go, God, this sucks. Like this blows. I hate this. All of a sudden I came on one day and I was telling a story about the kids or something. And he said it like made him choke up. And he wrote me that day and he's like, I apologize, man. You seem like a good dude. I'm really, really sorry. And I go, we're all good. And we're friends now. When I saw this dude, I would hang with him. I would buy him a beer. I'll give him a hug. I'm very forgiving. If you've messed up in my life, be sincere, shoot me a text, say you're sorry. And I'm good, man. I'm not going to hold grudges. I'm just not going to. Life's too short. But Ben, dead man. He's gonna have to work for my love. He's in when he hears what I already know what I'm gonna make him do on Thursday. You guys are gonna love it. Paulie and I are gonna love it. It's gonna be enjoyable for us. He's gonna hate it.
I'm intrigued.
He's gonna hate it.
You have piqued my interest.
All right. He's calling next. So I'm gonna do my best, keep my composure. Because here, at the end of the day, I love that man. I don't want to work with anybody else. He effed up. He did.
Do you think he's going to own it, or is he going to triple down?
I think he's going to try to. He's a real good talker, man. He is a real. By the end of that segment, I'm going to be going, yeah, maybe it does make sense.
Here's how
I'm sorry, you were right.
We'll know the vibe of the direction that we're going. If he comes on the phone, he's talking like this.
Oh yeah, that means he doesn't want to wake people up.
He was going to be in trouble if he did the show. Yeah, let me just step outside. We'll find out.
I'm on this show, and I can't wait to see what happens next. I'm on this show. I can't wait to hear from
we
this
have a
crowd.
rundown that says everything that's going to happen, and we have no idea.
I have no idea what's happening next. None. It's on though. I'm not going to yell at him because I'm very soft, but I also am like, bro, this is insane to me. This is insane to me. This whole situation. We'll talk to Ben Higgins next. This hour on 97.3 The Fan is brought to you by SC Johnson Raid. Welcome back to Woods on 97.3 The Fan. It's good to be here. Be joined next by somebody that you know. Ben will join us next after a quick check of traffic with the great Kelly Danick.
From the Premier Chevrolet of Carlsbad Traffic Center, part of the Premier Auto family, here's Kelly Danick.
Traffic is sponsored by the San Diego County Sheriff's Department. Still clear this crash from the northbound 805 before Balboa and still be blocking that left lane. Also reports of a possible fire northbound 163 near the East 52. Some smoke visible in the area. Westbound 52 just before the summit. There is an accident involving several vehicles. Everything's over the right shoulder. The San Diego County Sheriff's Department's working hard to keep San Diego safe and is now hiring. The Sheriff's Department offers rewarding careers with growth and has an opportunity for anyone with integrity that wants to make a difference. Go to joinsdsheriff.net to learn more. That's joinsdsheriff.net. I'm Kelly Danick with Ben and Woods, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
And joining us now on the Premier Chevrolet of Carlsbad Fan Hotline, the one, the only, Ben Higgins. Good morning, Ben.
That sounds so formal being at the other side of it. Usually I'm the one saying that.
Yes. Have you been listening?
I have not.
Oh.
I did get a text from my mother going, "What is it that you've done?" And I go, "I don't know what I've done."
She didn't text me, so that means you are in deep S. Man, you're in deep trouble on the Ben and Woods program. All right. So I guess we'll just explain again for maybe those of you now tuning in. So Ben, again, said, I'm going on vacation Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Ben, jump in if any of this is false.
Yeah, jump in if I'm because you're about to get got real good. All right. So I said, go ahead, enjoy yourself, right? Like go on your vacation. And then
You did. You're very good about that.
I am. And then you said, well, now that I think about it, quote, I really like where the show's momentum is going. I'll just take the gear and I'll do the show from Catalina. And I said, dude,
that is true.
No, you do not have to do that. You don't have to do that. Please don't do
that. You said that. Yes, you said that. You're 100% accurate.
Okay. So then you said, well, I want to. I'm going to be bored anyway. It's the morning. Everyone's going to be asleep. I'll just do the show. I said, okay. So Friday, you went and got the gear. You brought the gear in that cardboard box I'm assuming on the ferry and to the hotel. Yesterday,
I repacked it into a bag of my own.
Right.
So not into just a janky cardboard box.
Okay.
Yes, I brought it on the ferry across the channel here to the island.
It's so hard to even be mad at him because I do love him so much. When I hear his voice, I am comforted. This is why I would not be good in the mafia. I'd be like, I can't kill him. I love him. He's too nice. So you get over there, you try the equipment. The equipment's kind of janky. Let's be honest. So here's what bothered me. Paulie found the workaround to it. We could have run you through a different computer. It's all technical jargon at this point, but
Zoom basically.
Yeah, Zoom. And it probably wouldn't sound great, but then what got me was you said, so I can either call in or I can just enjoy my vacation. And that to me was a little passive aggressive. And I thought, well, we told you to enjoy your vacation the whole time. Like we've been telling you nothing but please go enjoy your vacation. Correct?
Yeah, I guess that's kind of fair. I did phrase it that way.
Right.
You're absolutely 100% correct.
So that's not even what I'm mad. What I'm mad about is this one. So I see this news come across yesterday, technical difficulties. You know me. You know I'm going to open the show, and who am I going to go guns blazing at? I'm going to go guns blazing at Odyssey and the engineering staff, right? I'm going to be like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Sending Ben out there with a subpar piece of equipment. To head me off at the pass, they came in this morning, and they said, by the way, we'll tell you exactly what Ben said on Friday.
They came in to make sure we were all technically locked in.
Yeah.
Thinking Ben was going to join us right at the start of the show and do the whole 4 hours. And I said, no. He didn't want to be on Zoom. Like, he's going to call in later and we're good.
And he goes, really? And I go, yeah. He said, I'm like, he goes, huh. Well, it's weird because he told me Friday he didn't even really want to take the equipment and do the show. And I go, this was his idea. What are you talking about? Is this true, Ben?
I don't 100%. I don't 100% remember.
He doesn't recall.
Aha!
He doesn't
He pleads the
recall.
fifth.
Oh my God.
I played the fifth, exactly.
Oh my God.
I played
son
the
of a-
fifth. I don't, Senator, I do not recollect. I do not recollect the events of Friday. I'm sorry to say, on the advice of my attorney.
On the advice of your attorney, that's a smart play on your part. But I will say, I go, wait a minute. Are you telling me that he came to you? Oh my God, look outside there, cleaning the windows. Whew. That's creepy. I salute.
I hate when that happens.
I salute these
It is
guys.
the scariest thing.
It's
right
so
behind
scary.
me usually, and it like terrifies me.
It is so terrifying. I salute these guys, man. I mean, anyway. So, again, you never had to do the show. This all was your idea, all of it.
It was, yeah.
But why then why did it change from then? I guess maybe I'll just enjoy my vacation now, and then he didn't even really want to take it. Did you get in
Can
trouble?
I be 100%?
Yes.
Can I be 100% honest with you?
Be honest.
I was actually thinking that if I did the shows here, which is true, everyone's asleep, and it's not a bad time. I'm up, like I expected. This would be a decent time for me to sit down and do the show with you. I felt like if I did the show today and tomorrow, that I could then use that vacation again later, so I could go on another vacation at another point. Because you know me, I like to go on vacation. I thought this wouldn't count if I worked while I was on this vacation. So really, I was just trying to bank a little extra vacation later in the year.
But the Odyssey company policy is literally this: take as much vacation as you want.
Yes, but that's not the Woods policy on our show. There's
fair.
a difference between the Odyssey company policy and your policy of, like being there for you and Polly and doing the show and doing a good job for all of our tier ones and not letting you down. I'm more about that policy than I am the company policy.
But you said, I want to keep the momentum rolling, so I'll do this. And we said, okay, if you want to. We did not put our foot down. This was no Woods policy enacted. You're going to get your balls broken, just like anybody when they go on vacation. That's going to happen.
Let me ask you this.
From Shell or like your kids or anything like, oh, great, Dad's going to be working on this vacation.
They were actually okay with the plan. I will say the only thing that changed is I got here and this place is a bit cooler than I imagined it was going to be. I actually like it.
Not
here.
quite as boring as you thought.
Well, it's not. I mean, it's not like it's a thrill-a-minute roller coaster ride, but it's gorgeous here. It's absolutely beautiful. Our hotel is really terrific, really old, like this old mansion on a hill.
It looks amazing.
Like historic. It was owned by the Wrigley family, which was, of the Cubs and the Gum fame. And this used to be their like summer home where they come from Chicago and stay here. They actually had Cubs spring training here for a few years down the hill. We could actually see where the fields were where they did it. And it's like a bed and breakfast, and it's just gorgeous, and it's really cool. So I'm actually having a very nice time here in Catalina. And I was just thinking, I'm so bored. What am I going to do this whole time? It's a sleepy little town. I'm just going to want to read a book for, 18 hours a day. But now I'm here.
Probably a sports book or something. Probably like the new Evan Drellick book or something. Yeah.
Lee Lowenfish.
Lee Lowenfish's book about scouting. I had that. I could have given it to you for your ride over.
You kind of feel, at least where we're staying, kind of feel like the lord of like an Italian coastal town or a Greek coastal town here up on the hill. And you know how much I love feeling like my own little lord.
Yeah,
so
you lording over.
Yes.
Lording over things and people is your jam. Well, listen,
and I have to thank you for your partially funding my vacations with your continual $10 bet losses to me over and over again. I won another one last night when the NBA Finals ended at 5 games. So thank you for that one.
You're up $70 on me.
On seven $10
on bets. 7 $10 bets in a row that he's hit. Worst gambler of all time, and he is just decimating me right now. Listen, so here's the deal. You're not quite out of the doghouse yet.
Okay.
And you're going to have to pay dearly on Thursday when you come in. All right. I'm not going to tell you. I'm
feeling a little tickle in the back of my throat.
Well, listen, just tell them that you'll think about doing the show Thursday and then tell everybody else you don't really want to do the show on Thursday, and then we'll be fine. USOB. He just what he did is he bit off more than he could chew. That's exactly what we've all done it.
Oh, yeah.
He bit off more than he could chew. He got there and went, why the F did I commit to doing the show with these idiots when I'm in this beautiful, serene place, which was our idea in the first place? Just go have a good time. No, I'm going to take the equipment. And then, maybe you guys just let me enjoy my vacation. He turns it around on us.
Like, makes us the jerks.
We're the jerks. Now, did you tell Adam that you were going to not do the show?
I told Adam yesterday that it wasn't going to work out, that it looked like I'd just call in and we'd have a nice little chat in the morning, and like we're doing right now. Okay. And was he mad at you? No. I mean, he was like wondering, well, why couldn't you get it to work? Like, what changed with your plan? And I said, well, he just couldn't get the equipment to work, which is true. If the equipment had worked exactly perfectly, I probably would be doing the show with you, because it would have been easy just to plug in and set up. And then just felt like I didn't want to be on Zoom for 4 hours. No one wants me on Zoom for 4 hours. That's not what I was hoping for. That doesn't keep the momentum of the show going, Woods.
Let me tell you something.
Drive the show to a halt.
Let me tell you something. Your punishment on Thursday is going to be way worse than doing the show on Zoom for 4 hours. I'll tell you that right now. Not going to harm you physically, but there will be touching involved. Just so you know, that's all I'm going to say. There will be touching. Okay.
There's always touching involved in our show, unfortunately.
True. And you are not going to be comfortable with it, but Paulie and I are going to be very, very happy come Thursday morning. What do you guys have on the agenda today, Benjamin?
So there's this little 9-hole golf course. We went and checked it out yesterday, and I thought, it's just like a par 3, par 4, short little course, but it actually pretty cool. Shelly and I are going to go play and swing a few clubs.
You got to rent clubs?
It would be fun. No, we brought like 4 or 5 clubs each with us across the ferry. So we've got our own sticks. And the first hole is like at the top of a hill, and you have to hit it across the street. Oh. And then down the hill. It's like really, I'll send you a picture of it. It's really interesting. So we're going to do that. We're going to do more hanging around the inn here, which is
the
really
castle, the giant castle that you're in. Yeah, we're hanging around the castle. Yes.
We're like Ed Sheeran in our castle on the hill.
Okay.
It's actually spectacular. And I don't know, just don't have a lot of other plans today. Just drive the golf cart around Catalina, have maybe lunch down in the little village down there of Avalon. It's a cool vacation spot.
Well, if you're bored, Lee Lowenfish's book is probably in the bookstore there. You could grab that, learn about scouting. You know a lot about Lee Lowenfish as you've interviewed him before on this program. But listen, we will see you Thursday. If anything fun happens, call us tomorrow and we can recheck in. But mostly we just want you, as we always have, to enjoy your vacation and relax your brain.
I will do my best to honestly enjoy my vacation.
Honestly, and
pretend that I really want to work at the same time.
Yes.
Are you gonna watch baseball tonight?
Enjoy it.
You're gonna watch baseball
non-passively aggressively.
You know that I will not be able to stay away from watching a Padres game. That I will have to do tonight, and it would be nice if they could get back on their winning ways. I'm sure you've talked a lot about that game on Sunday. Which was just an absolute punch in the gut.
We talked more about you texting us as before the ball even hit the bleachers.
Have a great show.
Have a nice show tomorrow.
Mr. Passive Aggressive, dude. What is happening to him? Is this the Woods effect? Have I turned him into a monster? Now I'm blaming myself, as I always do. Benjamin, thank you, buddy. You're forgiven 90%, and then the other 10% you will pay off on Thursday when you come back.
All right. Well, if you need me before then, you have my number. Call me anytime.
I'm here. If you want to call in tomorrow on your own volition, you can and talk about the baseball game. That's fine.
He's gone.
All right. Well, never mind. F me, I guess. Again, for the second time. That's maybe the best hour of radio we've ever done. Literally, like maybe my favorite hour of radio this show has ever done. He is, Paul, you'd know this. He's maybe the hardest person to get mad at in the entire world. I'm not really mad at him, but I am a little bit like, if he's lying about that, what else is he lying about? he bit off more than he could chew. We've all painted ourselves into a corner before, right? We've all thought, yeah, I can do this. And then the day comes and you dread it. And instead of just saying, I can't do this, man, I bit off more than I can chew, it was all these excuses and this doesn't work. What I didn't know is that it actually makes me sad that he went Friday and was like, hey, I don't really want to do this. I don't want to do this. But I really enjoyed that hour of radio. Ben, you are a treat. And Thursday's going to suck for him, Paulie. It's going to suck. I'm going to put it this way. There's feet involved.
Feet?
Yeah, feet. Your feet.
My feet.
My feet. His hands.
Wonder if Ben likes feet.
I like feet. All right, let's get into the San Diego Padres. We have a very highly respected Padres podcaster. We are embracers of new media here on this old media of radio. We love new media. Co-host of the Gwintelligence podcast. Let's get into some Padres talk next. We'll take some calls and get after it this morning and leave the Ben soap opera drama behind us. He's so hard to get mad at. He really is. I do love him, and I'm not going to not sign a contract. We're going to keep this thing going. Allegedly. We'll be right back. It's Ben and Woods. Woo! Welcome back. Ben and Woods on 97.3 The Fan. Happy to be here with you. Get into some Padres talk here. Yeah, I mean, tonight is, we've said this the last 5 series probably is, I mean, this is must win. This is absolutely must win territory for the San Diego Padres. And I do feel like that's a hole that they have dug. They have dug themselves into a hole.
Like every game after a loss is going to be a must win.
It seemingly, yeah, Paulie. It feels like when you look around baseball. I watched a lot of baseball last night for a guy who loves the Padres, and Padres weren't on. I thought, I'm going to go check out some of these other teams. I'm going to go check out the vaunted Tampa Bay Rays, who just do not lose. And they certainly are not going to lose to the Oakland A's. There's just no chance. They did. They lost to the Oakland A's. Baseball makes no sense whatsoever. We're down 4-0 early, and I'm watching going, what makes these guys special? What makes the Tampa Bay Rays so special? And they're going up against James Kaprielian, who walks about 5-6 guys to start. Got some decent stuff, but he walks, his whip's like 175. I mean, there's guys on base all the time. Ray's got a knock. No, Ray's got a walk, got a knock, and then another walk. Kaprielian gets out of it with a ground ball, double play, pitcher's best friend. They end up losing 4-3 to the A's. By the way, the Oakland A's have now won 6 games in a row. The Oakland A's, they of the 18 wins. So they were 12. They had won 12 times before they have ripped off.
And they've doubled the Padres' longest winning streak.
That's exactly right, Paulie. They have a negative 193 run differential. They are 8-24 at home. They are 10-26 on the road. It just goes to show you how difficult this game is. It also goes to show you how difficult it is to sustain success. It also goes to show you that the best team in baseball can absolutely lose to far and away the worst team in baseball. And it just doesn't make sense. There's no rhyme, no reason. It's what I love most about this game. It's also what I hate most about this game sometimes. Those are the losses. Now, the Rays, here's
what you feel like we know nothing.
Right, exactly. But here's the difference in the Rays and the Padres. The Rays have won 48 times already. They can afford a clunker. They're 8-2 in their last 10. So we dropped one. I bet you they go out and I bet you they steamroll Oakland tonight. As hot as Oakland is, they're not a good baseball team. They're not. It just goes to show you any team can rip off 6 wins in a row, seemingly, except for our San Diego Padres, who cannot win more than 3. More than 3. 3 is our longest winning streak. If you had told me that at the beginning of the year, Corey Stewart, I would have said there's no chance. This team's going to rip off 9 in a row all the time.
No chance.
No chance. You've been a Padre fan your whole life.
Yeah.
This is I know there's been frustrating seasons.
This takes it.
We talked about this when we went to see The Cure together, and we had the best time ever. And we were talking. I said, man, this one's weirder, right? Expectations will come into play. And when you factor in the expectation, this has got to be the most frustrating season for a Padres fan ever. It has to be. Now, I didn't grow up here. I wasn't going to watch him in 1969. I don't know what it was like to watch the fire sale. I wasn't here for that. That's frustrating as hell, And there's been some terrible moves by a plethora of GMs here over the years. You've traded a lot of talent away. You've picked up a lot of old guys with the last year that just wanted to move here and play golf. You finally felt, though, this is our year. And if it's not exactly our year, it's going to be damn close to our year, and we start ramping up now, right?
Yeah. I feel like such an idiot because at spring training, I ran into Preller and I went down and talked to him, and I said, this is going to be my 40th season as a Padres fan, and this is the first time that we've gone into spring training and I've actually been happy.
Yeah. Happy, elated. And
yeah.
You could see it in the faces of all of the players that we talked to. We talked to a ton. We talked to AJ. We talked to Bob Melvin. Talked to Peter Seidler. There was this air about them, this air of confidence. I think the WBC excuse is long gone. I think you're finally seeing guys get on track, and there was a time when you're like, all right, timing's messed up. The routine is so important for a baseball player. Yeah, I bought into it a little bit. And I said, guys are going to find it. Juan Soto was a prime example of the WBC messing with his routine. And look at him now. I mean, the guy is, his OPS is almost 1,000. He's really dug himself out of a tremendous hole this year. Kudos to him for the hard work that he's put in. Kudos to everyone that's gotten him where he's going, because without Juan Soto getting on base, we're probably screwed in this last couple of weeks. I mean, he really has been a revelation to watch. Now, is he perfect? No, he's not perfect. Does he roll over to first base a lot? Yeah, he does. But the guy is taking his walks. He's getting his hits. Seemingly, no matter where Bob Melvin puts him, he's able to hit. He doesn't like hitting in the 2-hole, has said it. He was like 8 for 8 when Bob Melvin had to put him in the 2-hole because Xander was out. Great job, man. Manny Machado had a nice little series in Colorado, except for the last game. Xander had a nice series in Colorado, except for the last game. That's the problem, is it's just not consistent enough on a daily basis for this team. So, again, here we go into this series against the Cleveland Guardians. Identical records, 31-34. Look, man, on paper, head-to-head, you take our squad against theirs every day of the week. You absolutely do. But it doesn't work that way. And it's evidenced last night by the Oakland A's beating the best team in baseball, the Tampa Bay Rays. It just doesn't work that way. They have some good young arms. We're going to see those guys. The guy tonight is really, really good. Going against Joe Musgrove. Joe Musgrove is one of our horses. Joe needs to go out and get the job done. But really, what it always boils down to with this San Diego Padres team is, can we get to that starting pitcher early? Can we score some runs off him? Playing catch-up is not the way that this team wins, at least not to this point of the season. It's just when you feel like you get behind 3 or 4 runs, it feels like no one presses harder than the San Diego Padres right now.
The 1-run game situation.
It's so bad.
It is a major problem.
It's a major problem.
Staggering.
It's staggeringly bad.
How they were so good last year and can be so bad this year.
Yeah, and I mean, my DMs on Instagram are still they're still field. They failed.
Hey,
With a guru. They're still filled with a handful of people that blame Bob Melvin for all of it. And listen, if that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. It's fine. I'm not going to try to talk you out of it anymore. I'm not. I'll tell you,
you are set in your ways.
Yeah, you're sold,
decision.
and you are. If you're going to pin this on the skipper entirely, then that's absolutely your prerogative. I'm not going to tell you how to fan or how to feel. I'm not. I'm going to tell you, though, the way I feel is there has been such a severe lack of execution in so many instances this year. You're going to have to play your best baseball. And that's not some bold statement. You're going to have to play your best baseball down the stretch. You really haven't this year. You're slowly starting to see them clean things up a little bit, right? Guys aren't getting picked off. Guys aren't falling asleep, making boneheaded base running errors. I'm fine if a guy gets thrown out stealing. I am. I saw Manny get hosed stealing the other day. He also stole one the day before, or the same game before. I have no problem with trying to make something happen. Nothing. Be aggressive.
Be aggressive. Don't be. We were so passive at the beginning of the year.
Second ground ball to right field. You try to score, you get thrown out. Hey, that means that guy made a hell of a throw.
Make him make a play, man.
Exactly.
Make him make a play. And I have no problem with aggressive baseball. I want that. I want that out of my team. I love that they're running a little bit more now. I love that Sanchez has been able to neutralize even the tiniest fraction of guys trying to steal bags on us. I think he's doubled or tripled what Nola did all season. There's so many guys, though, that need to contribute on this team. And really, it starts at the top with Fernando Tatis Jr. He has really been fun to watch this year. My wife and I were talking about it over the weekend, and she goes, I'm seeing him in such a different light, based on, we know what mistakes he made. There's no reason to rehash those every time he does something. Yeah. He has done, through these first 60 some odd games, he's done everything asked of him and then some. They needed him to play center a couple nights. No problem. Wasn't great. Didn't look the best, but he's barely had any reps out there. He's turned himself into a damn good right fielder and a damn good leadoff hitter, and is aggressive and is playing Fernando Tatis Jr. style of baseball. And most importantly, knock on wood, he looks healthy and he looks happy. And he's done everything asked of him and then some by this team. So I feel like Ben tends to put it on, and again, based on the numbers, it's a numbers-driven argument. Ben tends to put it more on Manny and say, if Manny produces, this team wins. And it's kind of true. I mean, you see it in the numbers. The numbers bear it out. But I do feel this is Fernando Tatis Jr.'s team. I do. All his mistakes notwithstanding, listen, you can't change what you've done in the past. All you can do is be better today. And I'm seeing that out of him. But if he goes, I feel like if we got on his back and rode him a little bit, I think he's the engine. I think Manny's the captain, but I think Fernando is the absolute engine. And I really think if he starts playing even just a little bit better, and he's playing great. He's playing great. I have no issues with the way he's playing. Then we're gonna be just fine. We are.
It's still 3 months in. I am surprised almost every game at how good he is in right field.
No doubt.
He's not just serviceable. He is above average. He is a good outfielder.
He is. He's a damn good outfielder. And he gets the balls. He has a cannon for an arm. He's got outfield assists already.
Maybe we shouldn't be so surprised because he is a freak athlete.
Right.
He is so talented in every aspect of the game, but still, guy's been a shortstop his whole life.
Yep.
And at that level to just switch positions, it's not as easy as it sounds. And for him to go out there and he's gunning guys down at the plate, he's gunning guys down at second, he's tracking balls in the gap. I mean, he has looked so good in right field.
You're going to get tonight on the bump Tanner Bibby, Mission Viejo kid, having a good season, albeit he's only pitched in 8 games, but strikes out a ton, man. Struck out 42 in 44 innings. So he's getting about 1 an inning. His whip is really low, 1.13. He's not going to walk a ton of dudes. So he's around the zone. I mean, he's around the zone, but I do fear that this is that kind of guy. When we talked to Eno Saris last week, which again, if you missed that segment last Thursday, go back and listen to it. It was really, I thought, the best segment Eno's ever done on our show.
Yeah.
But he described a little bit about where the Padres are struggling, and it's with the low fastball. The low and away fastball killing this team. Really, any fastball below, the knees or at the knees, just killing this team. And we have not figured out a way to get around that. You saw Kyle Freeland pitch like that on Saturday. Now we won that game, but it was a gut wrencher. We won it 3-2. But these are the kind of guys, and I think we'll see 3 of these guys in a row. So listen, this is a good time to watch what adjustments they make at the plate, to see, all right, we know that these guys like to work down and hard down. What are we going to do to combat this? And so, yeah, if you missed that segment with Eno, go back and listen, because he does explain. He talks about a very flat bat path. We can mash balls up. Padres can crush balls up. No problem. Anything down gives us fits. So, I mean, listen, those guys have the scouting report on that. That's exactly what they're going to try to do. How do you adjust? And how do you figure out a way to win at least 2 or 3 of these games, again, against some really, really good pitching this week? So going to be a battle, man. Listen, it's starting to feel every game, that feeling when I'm driving home to watch, just that kind of nerve, like almost playoff-y, right?
Yeah.
And we're weeks from the All-Star break, and it's like, what are we doing here? But it's true. It's truly make or break time for this season. And you don't have a ton of reinforcements. These are the guys you got to do it with. It's up to Bob to push the right buttons on it every single night. He damn near has to be perfect with his bullpen management, which he has struggled with a little bit this year.
Not having Suarez has been
gnarly. The weird blowout games that you do win, you don't get to use Hader. So Hader's been kind of, he's
can't get in a groove.
He can't. This team is the most grooveless team I've ever seen in baseball.
Well, they keep talking to turn the corner.
Yes.
We felt like we turned the corner. Well, it seems like there's always a bus coming right out of it.
How many corners are on this track,
right,
dude?
yeah,
right?
Like Saturday after the Freeland win, it was like, okay, yeah,
we turned a corner.
Now we've got 3 in a row.
Yep.
Maybe we get a streak going here, and then
boom.
It was gut wrenching.
Then the skies open up,
yeah,
and the world ends. Like
I was just gonna say, hey, it's time to go on a run, and it is. But there's also kind of the caveat of, well, you got the Rays coming into town this weekend. That they're the best team in baseball,
right?
So it's almost like, hey, take care of business against Cleveland. Hope for the best this weekend against Tampa Bay. Then it's really time to go on.
Then the schedule gets a little softer for you, but again. You have gone through already 2 pretty soft spots in the schedule, and you didn't play well.
No.
You have not capitalized on beating those teams. Like the Royals, you should have won every game. Period. The end. The Rockies to open the season, you should have won every game. You've dug yourself into this hole by again.
After there was the Dodger series in LA where we got swept.
Yep.
since then, you had Kansas City, Boston, Washington, the Yankees, the Marlins, the Cubs, the Mariners, the Rockies.
Right.
Like,
That
couple
was
good
the
teams in there.
that was the time to get nasty.
But you had to. I don't
Make
know.
hay.
I don't know what the record was,
Make hay,
if they were
as Ben
500
says.
or what, but you had to be pretty well above 500.
It was right
in that
around. It was
stretch.
right around 500 in that stretch. So, listen, they got to do better. They have to play better if they want to make the playoffs. It starts today.
They
And
got to get a streak going.
They got to
have
get a streak going. This is a tough week to do it, but man, that's what good teams do. That's what good teams are made of.
And it looks like Manny's heating up.
Yeah,
And that's a big deal.
Yep. There's a graphic right now.
They went 12-12 in that stretch. After they got swept by the Dodgers, they went 12-12 against all those teams I just listed.
Yeah.
So,
And then
I mean,
the Diamondbacks will not stop winning. So
they won't
I'm
stop
like,
winning.
We have a day off yesterday and we still lost a half a game.
I watched some of that game last night. They're getting the job done, man, on a daily
But they're like
basis.
16 games over 500.
Yep. So
what?
it's going to be a grind, guys. Just strap in. So we'll take your calls too if you want to talk about it later. Next, though, we have Don't Do This. Maybe the most gut wrenching way to end a baseball game I've ever seen in my entire
end of
life.
season.
To end a season, and really in some cases to end guys' careers. I've never seen anything like this, man. This is truly, truly incredible. We've got the audio of that next. Paulie sent me a tweet yesterday from Jeff Fry. Jeff Fry was a former big leaguer. That guy hates Fernando Tatis Jr. And let's just say this: people like Fernando Tatis Jr. And I'll explain that. He is in the chamber next on Ben and Woods.
facts that make us all shake our heads.
How many times do I have to tell you?
I'm sorry, I fudged up, guys.
You idiot. You moron.
The apple sometimes does fall from the tree.
Don't do this
Do not tweet that.
with Ben and Woods
I like a Nickelback song or two.
on 97.3 The Fan.
All right, welcome back, Ben and Woods, 97.3 The Fan. Let's get to some Don't Do This. Paul, you're going to get us started this morning.
I will get us started
It's
and pay
heartbreaking.
off the tease. Holy crap. The worst way to end a game, to end a season. And like you said, we're talking about college here. A lot of these guys aren't going to play another baseball game the rest of their life.
This could be
Not
it,
at this
man.
level. So it's the Super Regionals, and we're getting ready for the College World Series. Stanford versus Texas. Winner goes to Omaha.
Yep, winner goes to Omaha.
We are in the bottom of the 9th inning, tied 6-6. Okay. Texas is pitching. They're on the field. Stanford is up to bat. They have runners on first and second with 2 outs.
Who dat?
Running on contact. The guy up to bat just doesn't connect. Pop fly. I don't know. Somewhere in between, like right center field and second base.
Yeah.
Routine.
Yeah, a little bit of no man's land, but he hit it high enough that there was all day to get on it.
Skied the ball.
Yeah, skied it.
Did not get a hold of it. And here is how
You see, by the way, you see the pitcher throw the pitch, bink, pops it up in the air. He points up and starts walking off the mound.
Routine. We're going to extra innings. We got another chance to go to Omaha, except no, it doesn't want to play.
We'll wait. With ample time.
Bouncer skies this one, and they don't spot it.
Oh, God.
Kennedy looking for it, and it drops.
Oh, my God.
Stanford wins.
They lost it in the lights.
Lazy fly ball, man.
Stanford is going nuts. There's no reason for them to have won that game that way.
Not in that way.
And it's heartbreaking to see the Texas outfielders.
You see the catcher just put his head
They are
down.
just on the ground. They cannot believe what just happened. Skied it again. Routine.
They said the Twilight Sky. Eric Burns talked about it.
It was hit so high up.
He said the Twilight Sky is just murder on outfielders. It's just murder for them.
I mean,
they never saw it.
He was not even within 10 feet of the
No,
ball.
he
never
saw it.
The center fielder, the right fielder, the second baseman, the shortstop. It was kind of in that triangle there. They never once saw the ball.
Nope. What's worse? I know the situation was bigger. Billy Buckner from Beantown. The situation's obviously bigger. It's a World Series
Right.
game. You haven't won a World Series ever. You've never won a World Series. The ground ball, the routine ground ball to you for the game and the World Series. It's over. That sucks. But this one,
they still played another game.
Yeah, they did. They had another chance.
Like,
I'm almost like, I'm telling you, as a dad of a little boy that loves this game more than anything in the world, if a moment like that happens to him where he booted one at T-ball and was like so upset. And I just, bro, you're fine. You made like every play. You're good. The heartbreak that those kids feel. The thing is, like, bro, I never saw it. It's not like I dropped it.
Right.
I never saw it off the bat. It's so disappointing, though. So disappointing. All that hard work for that.
You think about the guy, the second baseman, maybe that's not playing at the next level.
Right.
He's not going to get drafted. He's not going to sign on
Right.
with the team. Like, he's going to get his degree and move on with his life. And he might play adult league or something.
Yeah, yeah.
But he's not going to play meaningful baseball anymore like that. And for it to end
like
that way.
I feel so bad for those kids, man.
Now, it's not like they had the lead. Like, they didn't.
Right.
They weren't snatched from victory.
Right.
But still.
Sucks.
Routine pop fly.
Yeah.
Go to extras. Have another chance. Oh, God, it was heartbreaking.
All I pictured was Augie Garrido, if he was still alive, going in and lighting that team. It's the greatest speech of all time. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go Google Augie Garrido. How the F do we get picked off first base? Oh, it's brilliant. This rankles my feathers when this guy tweets at all. It's really one of the reasons I'm glad I'm off Twitter, but Paulie sent this to me. Jeff Fry, former big leaguer, very mediocre type player, retired MLB player, leader of the Shigon Nation, certified MLB PA agent for 20 years, keynote speaker. He's got a big problem with the way that the game is today, and just happened to use a picture of our beloved Fernando Tatis Jr. standing in the outfield with one Julio Rodriguez. Julio Rodriguez and Fernando Tatis Jr. Something in common there. Tweets, what happened to professionalism in the MLB? By the way, you guys, this is pregame, hours before game. Julio's in pants, untucked t-shirt, chain, glasses, hat.
The gates probably aren't
Gates
even
are not open. Yeah, no, they are not. The gates are not open. There might be Paul running down there with his credential talking to Kevin Acee as they wait for people to come out. Yeah, they're taking beeps, they're taking grounders, they're taking fly balls. Fernando is in the tight leggings. They can look so good.
Oh,
he's got the really cool old school Padres pinstripe shorts on. He's got a tank top hoodie, and he's got the Joe Musgrove bucket hat on. And he's out shagging flies in the outfield. Pre-game, by the way. This is pre-game. And he's got a big old grin. He's talking to his buddy, Julio Rodriguez. Says, what happened to professionalism in the MLB? She gone. Here's who he tags. Will Clark, 22. Mike Piazza, Greg Olson, Todd Pratt, Kevin Mensch, Mike Bassick, and a couple of other white ball players as well in that deal. Bro, what happened to professionalism in the MLB? You mean the same MLB you played in where every person had a needle? Most of them were sneaking into the clubhouse with a needle. Massive cocaine problem in your generation. Massive, well-documented cocaine problem. Jim Leland smoking a pack of Marlboros on the bench in the middle of a game. I love Jim Leland. Keith Hernandez smoking a pack a day. That's the professionalism that you're talking about. These kids are elite athletes. I think I know what your problem is, Jeff, with Julio Rodriguez and Fernando Tatis Jr., and it doesn't have to do with their clothes. I really think I do. And I'm tired of these guys, these dog whistles, man, with these guys. It's so tired at this point. Bro, those guys go out and play their hearts out. Both of those players.
Two of the most exciting
players in baseball.
Electric.
That guy didn't have a shred of the talent of either of those guys. And that's what it sounds like to me. Bitter, sour grapes. He didn't make the money they make, and that bums him out. Yeah. He's not half the player they were. He's not a hundredth of the player these guys are. It's so tired. And really, let's just call it what it is. He's a dog. It's dog whistle, man. Every single time with these guys. And he only picks on these kind of players. That's it. It's the only guys he picks on. Are players of Latin descent, and I'm tired of it, and I think it's garbage.
Finally, a little do this on a Tuesday.
DD mega do.
So yesterday, I think it was in Don't Do This, and we really could have made it a Don't Do This. It was also a Do This. We were talking about the Canadian Open and Adam Hadwin with the 75-foot putt. It was unbelievable, and we talked about it because, well, his buddy, or no, Adam Hadwin was the one that got tackled by security. Who won the tournament?
Nick Taylor.
Nick Taylor won the tournament.
Yep.
Sorry. Adam Hadwin is a fellow golfer, his buddy, and he runs onto the green. He's got champagne, and he's ready to celebrate. Everyone is swarming the green. Press,
gang tackle.
Friends, family, and security lays this dude out, thinking he was like a fan that just ran onto the green. No, he was a golfer. He was friends with the guy. So we talked about that. We did not give you the update, though, from Jessica Hadwin, the wife of the golfer that was leveled by security. She tweeted, sorry to leave y'all hanging. Had to get the toddlers ready for bed. I'm thrilled to report that Hadwin Golf is still among the land of the living and in true Canadian form, apologized to the security guard for being tackled. Hey, I'm sorry. I was out of line.
Hey, sorry. I thought it was time to run on the green. Sorry. Do you have any water? Do you need some water? Brilliant. So she is so funny on Twitter from my recollections of Twitter. And that is Don't and Do This.
That was Don't Do This with Ben and Woods on 97.3 The Fan.
This was a nice little piece yesterday. Perfect for an off day, right? The little piece that Britt Giroli dropped in The Athletic yesterday. 5 teams who had high expectations and need to turn things around. I wonder if the Padres made the list. I wonder.
I would guess the Mets are probably on that list.
Mets are probably in there. Maybe the Cardinals, the Mariners. They were a playoff team last year. The White Sox have kind of been for the last 5 years knocking at the door.
They've always had expectations.
All big, huge expectations. There's 4. I wonder who the 5th could be. I don't know. We'll find out next here on Ben and
Probably the
Woods.
Rays.
Yeah, maybe the Rays. We'll be back. Sour 97.3 The Fan, brought to you by the Caltrans Stormwater Program. Visit cleanwaterca.com. Let's change this to that by picking up after our pets, reducing pesticide use, and regularly servicing our vehicles. Learn how at cleanwaterca.com. That's cleanwaterca.com from Caltrans Stormwater. Let's do traffic. Then we're going to dive into this article by Britt Giroli. Nothing groundbreaking or earth-shattering that we didn't know. Kind of interesting to take a peek at what she has to say about the other teams that are underperforming in baseball, and don't know that I agree with her on one of those. So we'll dive into that next. More baseball talk here on Ben and Woods 97.3 The Fan.
From the Premier Chevrolet of Carlsbad Traffic Center, part of the Premier Auto family, here's Kelly Danick.
Guys, parts of the county getting hit with some drizzle and light rain, so do take that into consideration. Maybe just give yourself a little extra time. Things could be a little slick on some of our roadways, but right now we're not showing any problems. I'm Kelly Danick with Ben and Woods, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
So Britt starts this story in The Athletic, and she said the original idea for this story was, quote, 5 teams that need to turn it around ASAP. But really, do they need to do it ASAP? It's more like, quote, 5 teams we expected more from that have the benefit of time, recent history, and expanded playoffs. It just doesn't quite have the same ring. And she alludes to the Nationals, the Braves, these teams that we've seen in the last few years that struggled in the first half of the season. I think the Nationals were, 19-31?
That's bad, man. Yeah, that's bad. That's 14 games below.
They figured it out. They didn't have to rattle off 20 in a row.
Right.
It wasn't do or die. They didn't have their season didn't end in June. They had time. They had 3.5 months.
Now, our pal Corey Stewart joins us this morning. He is the host of he really just brought us donuts, wanted to hang out, but with Ben being on vacation as usual, I wanted to ask you, because you host a podcast called Gwintelligence with our pal H.J. Preller. It's not his real name, right? It's not his real name. I won't.
Harold James.
Yeah, Harold James Preller. He always likes to make this point. He's a bit of a doomsayer, and I'm with him now on this. Everyone has been throwing out, well, I mean, listen, if you look at the old Nationals, I mean, look what they did. Yeah, but you also got to remember, there's 20 other teams that year that also started crappily that didn't make the playoffs at all. Oh, but what about the Braves? They were 500. Yeah, that was great. There's no guarantee of anything.
But we need to cling to that.
But we have to cling.
That's all we got.
Cling to the hope that why can't we be the Nationals? Well, I mean, I don't know. Why can't we be? You tell me. Will you tell me why we can't be the Nationals? I know why. Because you can't win more than 3 games in a row. That's why you can't be the Nationals. Nationals didn't go on some 40-game winning streak and break all these records and stuff. They just played really solid baseball. They had really, really good pitching. They had a young Juan Soto finding his stroke, and they had good veterans. They had everything. We have the same. We have the exact same thing. We have good pitching. Now, their pitching was probably a little more dominant with the likes of Max Scherzer, with the likes of Steven Strasburg, who was incredible. Patrick Corbin was ungodly that year. I mean, they were unbelievable. That guy turned that year into $150 million or whatever. It hasn't really been the same since.
It's a nice way to say it.
It's a nice way to say it.
He's garbage.
So 19-31, yeah, they turned it around and they made the World Series. But there's a buttload of teams that had really crappy starts to the season that never figured it out. That never did. And never made the World Series, never won a World Series. It happens. So that actually happens more than the thing that we're clinging so desperately to, of it can be done. Of course it can be done, guys. You got how many games left? 99?
Something like that.
You got 97, something like that?
What are we?
97, I think.
3 games out of the
3 games out.
right now?
3 games out of the wild card. Of course there's still time.
Yeah.
Of course.
Oh.
We're not out of time by any stretch. We're not even close. I'll believe in this team. I'll believe in the team that I see on paper until we're mathematically eliminated.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's how I will feel. I look at this roster every single day, and I still get excited to see that lineup, and I still have to scratch my head. And I know, Corey, 40-year fan. You have Juan Soto, Manny Machado, Fernando Tatis Jr., Xander Bogaerts.
This is all we dreamed
This
about.
is what you dreamed of. You Darvish, Joe Musgrove, Josh Hader.
Spend money.
My God.
Bring us superstars. We have them, and then we're 5 games under 500 or whatever. It's like, what is going on?
Yeah, but I will believe in the roster as I see it on a piece of paper. I will believe in the lineup every single day that they put it out, because that's what you do. That's what you do. And again, you shouldn't have to have a lot of hope in this roster. It should be more It should be more confidence. And talked about it last week on the show. I've been thinking about it ever since. I sat in here last season, and the belief I had in the San Diego Padres, again, without Tatis, without Xander Bogaerts, the belief I had in this team was through the roof, beating my chest, telling people, relax, it's going to happen. I'm telling you, there's something about them. There's something special in that with that clubhouse. We're down there. We see it. They believe in each other. They're going to turn it around. They're going to get there, man. And to go in and beat the Mets and the Dodgers, I was one of my prouder moments. I finally felt like I knew what I was talking about because I had my faith never wavered last year. Never. I made curses aren't real shirts. I was beating my chest on a daily basis. That shirt hides in the back of my closet. I'm not ready to fully admit defeat yet, but it hides. I haven't touched it. I haven't touched it since. I don't feel the same about this squad. I don't. On paper, I do. I look at it and I feel absolutely the same. But I don't have that it factor, that gut feeling that they're going to be able to turn this thing around. And really, if they get there, Corey, if they get there, I don't know how much damage they can do. I just don't have that. I don't have it yet. They have not sold me on that feeling yet of, no, Woodsy, like fight people because they don't believe in the San Diego Padres, which I was willing to do last year.
Yeah. So,
Paul, you were with me every day.
Hmm?
I would be livid in here. Enjoy the ride, guys. We're going to drop games from time to time. Freaking don't give up on this team. Don't give up on this team. This year, I'm like,
they made a good run.
This year, I'm like,
Britt Giroli in The Athletic in this story, when you go to the Padres blurb, she says the biggest thing, it's not the pitching needs to be better. You know, the defense needs to step it up. Right. It's not even the hitters need to step it up. It's more they need to prove that they can go on a run and put some streaks and some wins together. She said the question, there's no question they have the talent to reel off 9 in a row or win 12 out of 13. The question is, will they ever do it? And she said the computers all still believe in the Padres. They have a 55% chance of making the playoffs.
Boy, that thing was 90% at the beginning of the year. And then we went, I remember one point we were down to 69%, which is nice, but
not really.
Yeah, you're right. Not half nice, to be honest with you.
Bob Melvin's one of the most respected guys in baseball. Machado's back and making insane catches. Soto is looking like Juan Soto again. Tatis is playing well, but they got to put it together. They got to win. A 3-game winning streak.
It's pathetic. All they got. It's pathetic. It's it.
We said it earlier. The Athletics.
6.
We're at 6 right now.
It's $79 payroll.
Oh, God.
Call us now, 833-288-0973. Yeah, she doesn't tell us anything. She gives us basically a 70% chance. She said turnaround chances 7 out of 10. 70.
Has the talent to be scary if it ever gets hot and stays hot. It seems crazy to think that the bats will stay this cold for 3.5 more months, but it's also crazy to see San Diego still hovering around 500 with a 391 team slugging percentage.
She gives the Cardinals are another really confounding team this year. It really makes no sense. They are behind the Cubs. They dropped a series to the Reds over the weekend. Wilson Contreras may look like a mistake for them. Ollie Marmol has been airing guys out in the press. It's bad. I mean, I have actually seen people saying, will the Cardinals sell pieces at the deadline? Can you imagine if Paul Goldschmidt is moved at the deadline? Like, that's something I've seen. Like, hey, man, you may have to retool. He's like the best MVP, makes a ton of money, leader, like the whole bit.
Kills us.
Kills us. How do you move him? You know, they have an 18.6% chance to make the playoffs, but it looks like a flawed roster. There's no easy fix here. Their pitching is what it's. We talked about it early in the season. Organizational hubris was the word. We're the Cardinals. Yes, our pitchers max out at 93 miles an hour, but we're the Cardinals. They always had to that point.
Yeah.
Yadi Molina could get the most out of those guys that max out at 93 miles an hour. He gets the most out of Adam Wainwright. Contreras doesn't, and their backup catcher doesn't, and it's just not happening. The organizational hubris of we're going to get starting pitchers that are decent at locating but have no velocity whatsoever, and we're going to win baseball games that way. It's just not working. It's not working. They remain, them and the Mets, and the Padres are the 3 biggest surprises to me. I actually expected a little bit from the Mariners. I thought they played a little bit above their heads last year. I do. They got career years from a lot of guys. Julio Rodriguez was incredible. He struggled a little bit coming back, sophomore slump. That happens all the time. But the Mets, with all the money they spent, Padres with all the money they spent, and the Cardinals with just how consistent they've been good. Those are my three biggest surprises. I would probably even take the Mariners and the White Sox off there. We've been hearing about the White Sox for a decade.
Yeah.
For a decade, we've been hearing that they were going to do something. You can call us now if you want to weigh in, 833-288-0973. I know that there's plenty of time to turn it around. I know there is.
Oh, they're 100%.
Yeah, there's plenty of time.
Yes, they can absolutely do that. And honestly, they can go off and do it like it's in the article, like winning 12 out of 13 or whatever. That wouldn't surprise me at all.
No,
not at all.
It would. It would surprise me, right?
It would. Oh,
with the team
right now.
With the team that I'm watching every single pitch of every single game. It would surprise me if this team ripped off 12 out of 13. It would. It wouldn't have last year.
The thing is the run scored situation. Because when we see the record or whatever, when they score 4 runs, basically they win.
Yeah.
I think they've only lost 4 games all year.
Yeah.
When they've scored 4 runs.
Yeah, it's the old Cowboys thing. Emmitt Smith, when he gets the ball 15 times, Cowboys are 100-0.
Right.
I'm like, go give them to 15 times to start the game.
And you look at that lineup and you go, yeah, they should score 4 runs every game against everybody.
It's truly
That's
amazing.
why it's so frustrating.
I've never seen a team press harder than this one. I never have. Yeah. I really you see it in their face. They're not as loose as they were last year. They're not having as much fun as they were last year because this sucks. Nobody likes playing this kind of baseball. They're mired in this massive inconsistency. So phones are lighting up. You guys want to weigh in? Paulie, let's rip one or two before we get out of here.
All right.
And by get out of here, I mean do 2 more hours.
We got Jesse Agler at the top of the hour.
That's
8
true.
o'clock. Let's go to Ryan. Is this you?
It's me. How are you guys?
Good, buddy. How are you?
Ryan?
I'm good. Just wanted to touch base on what you guys were saying about the Padres. I listen to your show almost every morning driving my kids to school, and couldn't agree with you guys more on majority of the points you make. The one thing that I do have that I am a little bit concerned about is sort of the financial situation with the hypothetical if they don't turn it around. You know, the bigger picture, the macro picture with the Padres. Given the contract situation, I mean, they've spent, $250 million, many of which were extensions to over 11 years. Some of these players might be in their 40s by the time they're playing in their final year of their contract.
Yep.
That's the thing that sort of freaks me, I think a lot of other people out about the Padres is, yes, they have time to turn it around, but it's got to be more than 1 year. Otherwise, it's a whole nother problem.
You're right.
I just wanted to get your guys' kind of thoughts on that.
It's a great point. I think when they started doing all these deals, I mean, I sold myself on I don't care how old Xander Bogaerts is and Manny Machado is, as long as we've got 1 or 2 chips. I really don't. I'll watch an aging Manny Machado move positions or crumble at the end of his career.
Right. And we get to that point when they're 38, 39,
and they're just dying
them a ton. And
but they're doing their farewell.
If we don't have the opportunity to at least go, hey, well, at least we got 2 rings.
Exactly,
like,
Paulie.
Then we have bigger problems than paying aging superstars, because I mean something went terribly wrong in these next, this season and the next, 2 or 3.
Yeah, and I thought originally, realistically, I thought when the Xander deal was done and the Manny was locked up and Crony was extended and Darvish was extended and all these guys are extended, I like the idea of having a nice, comfortable core. That being said, you have to win a World Series. You just have to. When you do that, you have to win a World Series. You have to. You have locked yourself into this core of players. There is no choice but to win a World Series. No one's trading for an aging, broken-wristed Xander Bogaerts in the next 10 years. No one's trading for Manny Machado in the next 10 years. No one's trading for you, Darvish. No one's trading for Jake Cronenworth. Honestly, like with what you're paying them, you've locked these guys up. Now you got to find a way to win, because he's right. I thought realistically when all this happened, I went, yeah, this isn't, I even said, I don't care what he's going to be making. That'll be a bargain after we win 2 World Series. I'll gladly pay Xander Bogaerts $25 million a year if we have a World Series flag and, the memories of winning a World Series.
Just one.
Just one.
And then after that, they can just
fall off a cliff.
Like I watched bad baseball for decades.
Yep.
I'd be
like
happy
the Nationals.
to go back.
Yeah. Got their one.
Fell off the cliff.
Haven't done
The Chicago Cubs.
Yes. Yeah.
Got theirs. Red Sox were pretty impressive. Got over the hump and kept winning World Series. That's impressive. And they spent a ton of money to do it too. Don't make no mistake. They spent a ton of money. I mean, look, conversely, what the Dodgers have done, and they get praised and lauded for their draft and their development. They haven't won anything either. They haven't. They won a bunch of division titles, man. That's it.
The answer to Ryan's question, and nobody wants to hear it. I don't want to say it. It's really, you can't even let yourself go there.
You can't.
You're so locked in. I mean, half of your starting lineup
is
locked in for like 7 years minimum.
Not a lot of wiggle room.
There's not a whole lot we can do about it, other than hope that they figure it out and get going.
These are your guys, man. These are your guys. This is who you're rolling with, man, for the next 10 years. And
we can argue of whether or not that was the right way to go about it.
Can't change a thing about it now. Can't change
a
damn thing about it now. You can kick ourselves and kick AJ Preller and kick Peter Seidler, whatever you want to do. It's not going to change a damn thing. They're here. These are our guys. So I'm not telling you got to ride or die, but I'm telling you, you can bitch about it all you want. It ain't changing. Jesse Agler is up next. Excited to talk to the Incorporated. All right, my friends, we are halfway home on what has been a rollicking Tuesday. Today's Tuesday? Tuesday. Yeah, today is Tuesday. It's Incorporator Day. So we have Jesse Agler on. I should always remember that. It's all running together for me right now. We are Ben and Woods. Ben is in Catalina, and he's posting pictures on his Instagram. And I told him, enjoy your vacation, as I told you to do from the get-go. If you missed the drama on the Ben and Woods program this morning, I'd go back and listen. I'd start right at 6. And we did an hour on it. And
maybe my favorite hour of radio that we've ever done start to finish.
I texted the group thread with Ben in it, and I said, that was the best hour of radio we've ever done. He goes, oh, glad I could help. So, I mean, Ben, I'll obviously very important to this show, certainly. But I'm really proud of that first hour of the show. Was quite a revelation that we found out this morning.
Benedict
about Ben. Oh yeah,
Higgins.
Old Pinocchio Ben. That lying little turd. We got to check traffic or anything, Paulie?
No, we are
All
ready.
right.
Let's get to the Incorporator himself. Our beloved Jesse Agler joins us on the Premier Chevrolet of Carlsbad
Look at you.
fan hotline. Didn't even have to look at the liner.
Look at you, just knew it.
I've heard it a million times.
I wonder, Jesse Agler. Good morning, my friend.
Good morning, gentlemen.
You do a lot of the same liners and mechanics on a daily basis. You got them all down, or do you still need the crutch of the piece of paper? And I'll admit this, and this will not surprise you. I'm a huge crutch guy.
Unlike in this studio, he has a guy in Dave Marcus that probably taps him on the back with a card.
Lets him know.
Says, read it.
Do you have them down though, Pat? Like memorized?
Yeah, they're mostly memorized. I still read them because, like, you don't want to mess them up. You know, I mean, like, those companies all pay good money for it, so you want to do it the way they want. Marcus, by the way, does not tap us on the back or anything because that would require him to come down from his throne.
His perch.
And hang out with the common folk at ground level.
That's right. He's a good 2 or 3 stairs ahead of you guys, above you guys.
He wears a very tight chain around his neck. I noticed.
Yes, he does. He lords over us, and he does not like coming down his little steps to engage us directly. He might yell at us in his microphone, that kind of thing. But no, not a lot of coming down to our level. He sees himself as above that.
It's very much like Ben when there's TV people around. Very much like Ben. Ben is on vacation, Jesse, by the way. He's in Catalina. So
fancy.
Yeah, very fancy indeed. So fun. I saw people ripping me yesterday for being too soft on the team, winning 2 of 3 in Colorado. You've seen enough games. You've broadcasted enough games in Colorado to know anytime you can win 2 of 3 in that dump, in that altitude, you take that every single time.
And when's the last time you had 2 out of 3 games with 1 run? Ended 1 run.
Yeah. They won their last series there last year, which to me was sort of the moment. It was like, all right, this place has lost its status as a house of horrors, which was important, I think, particularly in the days of going there 3 times a season. So, it was last September. They won 2 out of 3. It was late in the year. It was kind of like, all right, like we can win here again. This is no longer a thing because it really had felt, I think, to me at least, like Colorado had become a thing.
It was a thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was like, all right, it's no longer a thing. Then you come in this time for the first time all year, you win the first 2 games. Obviously that last one was like a really difficult loss, but it was a weird day for a lot of reasons. The rain was part of it. There was just wacky stuff happening on the field. Obviously, they kind of sold out on the bullpen in the first 2 days, in a way that left them in a probably, less than ideal spot for Sunday. Had the offense put up a couple of more runs. Remember, they kind of went quiet for a while there after, jumping out. Maybe the bullpen's got a little bit more to work with. It is Coors Field. And, those guys that came out swinging for the Rockies late in the game, they were all just trying to end it with 1 swing, which they ended up pulling off and being able to do. Tough loss. Definitely not my favorite game of the season. But, I think, as you said, you go into that place, you take 2 out of 3. Most importantly, I think if you continue to zoom out, they are playing better baseball generally. Sunday was not an example of that, but they are hitting better. They are looking more like a normal, capable major league team, with runners in scoring position and just offensively in general, which was not the case, up until a couple of weeks ago. So it does still, to me, feel like they are kind of in the process of turning the corner. They have not turned it all the way, but they are definitely playing, to me, noticeably better baseball.
Talking to our pal Jesse Agler, voice of the San Diego Padres, right here on 97.3 The Fan. Jesse, I was watching after Yankees Red Sox. They were talking to Eduardo Perez, and they were talking about the Boston Red Sox being, and everyone basically being 14 games behind the Tampa Bay Rays, who did, by the way, lose to the Oakland A's last night, proving that baseball is the weirdest sport of all time. They talked about the new schedule, and I wonder how much you've thought about it, the balanced schedule, and what teams like the Red Sox have done, what teams like the Padres have done, is you've dug yourself into a hole where typically at the end of the year, you're going to get a lot of games against your division rivals, where if you can beat them head to head, you can pick up those games very quickly. It's not necessarily the case this year with the balanced schedule. Just wanted your thoughts on that. How much have you thought about the schedule in correlation with the hole that the Padres have dug for themselves?
This will not surprise you at all, but I've thought about it quite a bit. It's normal people spend their free time thinking about, fun and exciting things in life.
Right.
I spend my free time thinking about the schedule. First of all, I hate that, and this is what MLB has done, but I hate that they call it a balanced schedule, because it's not a balanced schedule. A balanced schedule means everybody's playing everybody the same number of times.
Right.
That's not the case. It's a more balanced schedule than what we had the last 20 years. But it's not a balanced schedule. And it kind of like irks me that they decided to use that as like the marketing jargon. I understand why, and I understand that it's, representing something, but the schedule is not balanced. Like that's like literally untrue, but it is more balanced. You're right. And anyway, that's an annoying Jesse side note. But yes, I was talking with a TV guy earlier this year from another team who I have tremendous respect for, and we were kicking around the schedule thing. And he said, what bothers me about it is you are competing, in theory at least, for a division title. And now you're playing, as you indicated, like so many fewer games against your division. He's like, so it kind of feels off to me. He's like, if the idea is to win your division, you should be playing more games against your division. And while I don't necessarily agree with that, I certainly understand the sentiment. And then what Eduardo was saying is absolutely true. It's not going to look the same at the end of the year. Padres' last 3 games of the regular season are literally on the south side of Chicago against the White Sox.
Wow.
Now, there have been many years over the years, of course, where you didn't end the season against the Dodgers or the Giants or the Diamondbacks. But like usually, yes, you play a bunch of games against those teams late. It will be a little bit different this year. Does that bother me, though? No, I don't think so. You got to take care of your business. And, it's just, to me, like, all right, if that's the position you've put yourself in, that's the position you've put yourself in. And you're right. It will make for some theoretically less interesting or less exhilarating baseball down the stretch. If the Padres, get close to the Dodgers / Diamondbacks with 2 weeks to go, and had the schedule been filled with a bunch of games against those two teams, that really would be incredible, right? Like that'd be must-see TV. We'd all be excited about it. But like, them's the breaks. I mean, that's kind of the way I look at it. Like, in the bigger picture for me, this is better for baseball, the way the schedule is. And so, you're going to have to take care of your business over the course of the summer, and that's fine. The other thing is, of course, you're competing for, 3 wild card spots now in the National League that are up for grabs, in addition to the 3 division titles that are there. So to get into the playoffs, it's not as much about winning the division. It's less about winning the division than it has been at any point in Major League history. And I understand there's a bye that's out there for 2 of the teams, but, I'm okay with it. I think it's better for baseball that, some kid in Minneapolis is going to get a chance to see Fernando and Manny every other year at minimum. I think that's important, and that's what matters. The fact that Shohei Ohtani is going to be here on the 4th of July, and you're not going to have to go 6 more years before the Angels come to Petco Park. Like, those are the kinds of things I think that matter most. And I think that's what baseball has emphasized.
Well, and it's weird because conversely, you can look at it in the inverse as well and say, man, if you can, like, they won the season series against the Braves, who are going to be a playoff team. Right. I believe they won this. Did they win the season series against the Diamondbacks already? Or I'm sure there's more against them.
No, there's got to be more.
There's got to be more.
They've only played them twice.
Yeah. Right? Okay. So
I think that was the Braves that we were talking about.
Yeah, they did. They won theirs against the Braves. Yeah. But I guess conversely, if you handle business early, you can afford, down the road. It's like we've handled business early, and guess what? We don't have to play the Dodgers, and we don't have to play the Diamondbacks so much down the stretch, which could be an easier path, but it makes getting off to a hot start and winning those games early, I think, even more important.
Yeah, the other thing is, of course, like there are going to be years when it does line up that you're playing the quote unquote right team late in the season.
Right.
I mean, there's such a randomness to it, to the way they make the schedule, to like who's going to be in first place, who's going to be in second place in September. Obviously, spring training every year, we all think we know who's going to be at the top of the stand, and it doesn't always work out that way. So, I mean, there are going to be years where it still plays out like it did in the past. Probably not for the Padres going to the White Sox at the end of September this year, but like there will be times when you're playing the exact right team in the final week of the season for it to set up that way. And I'm sure even this year, there will be plenty of series in the last week or two of September, where you have like those critical head-to-head matchups.
Talking to our pal, Jesse Agler. He is the incorporator, the voice of the San Diego Padres, does such a great job every single night, joining us on Ben and Woods this morning. And I was talking a little bit earlier, Jesse, and I spoke about it last week as well. There was I can't put my finger on it. And that's what makes it so hard. And really, that's what makes it baseball. I had a really good feeling about this team last year. I did, and would beat my chest often about it, and like was willing to like fight people because I believed in the Padres. I have not seen that yet from this team. They haven't quite turned that corner, as you've mentioned, to where I go, yep, all right, they found it, they've locked in. What has surprised you the most in these, first 60 some odd games from this team?
Just the lack of run scoring and the lack of offense in general. I mean, with those four guys, and I know that they've only gotten to play all together, for whatever percentage of the games so far this year, but I thought that they would be much closer to an offensive juggernaut than closer to, 30th in the league in a lot of offensive categories, which they are. It's just, a lot of it's inexplicable. And I mean, we've all had our theories and we've all kicked it around 1,000 times, but there was no universe going into the season when I expected them to sort of have some of the offensive struggles that they've had. But again, as I said, they are, as far as I'm concerned, clearly turning the corner. And so it's like, all right, if we got that whole thing out of the way now, and they sort of are closer to the expectations and the projections the rest of the way, it's going to be a really fun summer for all of us, because they're going to do, probably if the law of averages apply here, right? They're going to go crazy at some point offensively and get closer to what we all thought that they were going to be on that side of the ball. And, trade deadline, of course, comes up, and got to figure AJ will be quite interested in bolstering the roster. What you've gotten out of Gary Sanchez obviously has been a total game changer behind the plate offensively. So, things change, things happen. But yeah, no, I mean, I can't imagine there was anybody in baseball who thought that this team was going to look offensively the way they've looked through the first couple months of the season. It's just, it's totally out of left field. It doesn't make any sense. There's no sort of rational explanation for it. There's no mathematical explanation for it. And so it is what it is. It happened. Hopefully, like we said, that phase, that chapter of the season is pretty much closed, and we'll see what happens from here on out.
Pretty tough stretch coming up. I mean, the Guardians, exact same record, the exact same record. We have scored a ton more runs than them. Well, because we have a bunch of 10-1 wins on our resume. That run differential can be deceiving at times. What do you know? What can you tell us about tonight's matchup, Jesse, with Joe Musgrove? And how do you say it's Bibby? Bibby?
I'm not even sure yet on BB. Yeah, no, I have to get there and start talking to their guys. I had never heard of him until the other day.
It might be Bibby.
Bibby? Yeah, I think probably not, but that'd be fantastic. That could be the incorporator word.
Bibby.
Yeah, no, look, the Guardian, everybody in that division's,
so
basically
bad.
500 or below, right? Yep. But they're one of those teams, the Guardians. Like, they got a bunch of guys that you got to worry about. They had 4 Gold Glove winners last year. Asterisk, one of them was a pitcher, but they can play good defense. They've got some really talented hitters. The kid Quan obviously had an amazing year last year. Jose Ramirez, I still think is the most under-discussed superstar, maybe in all of sports.
No question.
I mean, he's just like an incredible hitter.
You can't throw him a strike at all. Like, you just can't throw him one single strike all series.
No. So he's special, but it's a beatable team. But you're right. I mean, it's an interesting stretch here with Tampa Bay coming in. You have like the whole less familiar opponent aspect of it, although I know they played the Guardians, twice last season, but it's an interesting piece of the schedule thing to go back to that, to sort of get a little bit of a sense here of like, how does that impact things? Now that you're going to start seeing these teams a little bit more regularly, is it going to become a little bit more normalized in interleague play? I don't know. I know just for like my preparation, it feels a little bit crazy this year because it's like, all right, like everybody's coming all at once. It seems like, these teams that we don't see normally, as often as we are now. So I think in a year or two, that'll finally kind of stabilize a little bit and it'll be less weird. But I still think there is some weirdness, to interleague play right now. I'm thinking more Tampa than I am Cleveland because we haven't seen them in a few years. So yeah, I mean, it's they're all going to be big stretches, from here on out, and there will be, quote unquote softer spots. There will be quote unquote tougher weeks. But if we've learned anything in the first few months of this season, it's that, looking at the schedule and being like, oh, this is a tough stretch, or oh, this is an easy stretch, really doesn't mean anything.
Means nothing.
The Padres' ups and downs, as you mentioned with the run differential thing, their ups and downs have not been about, I think, generally the teams they've been playing. It has been about themselves.
Yep.
And, so what I keep saying is, that, for me, when I'm analyzing this team this year, it's not about looking at the other dugout. It's about looking in the mirror. And, I think the Padres will go as well and as far as the Padres will take themselves.
Yeah.
It really doesn't have much to do with what the other team is.
Yeah, I saw something cool the other day. It was a college coach talking to his players, telling them the opponent is faceless. They're faceless. I mean, they really don't matter at the end of the day. They are faceless human beings. You go out and play the kind of baseball you're capable of playing. Nobody beats you. I love that, man. It resonated with me. It stuck with me.
It really does feel like in the 34 losses the Padres have, I think 34 right now, like, how many times have they really been beaten?
Right. Absolutely.
Versus how many times have they not won and they beat themselves?
I fully agree with that. And I know, Jesse, you've seen almost every pitch this year, man. And I know that's kind of where you're going with that. We need to let you go, but I want to give you your incorporator word for the evening. Have fun with this one. Spleen wart. It's not a wart on your spleen. It has nothing to do with your spleen. And actually, it has everything to do with a small fern that grows on rocks and walls. Spleenwort.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Funny word. I like the word wart. Makes me laugh. Spleenwort.
It is a funny word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spleenwort.
Spleenwort. You could say wort. Yeah, like bebe. You can just switch it up.
Spleenwort.
Spleenwort.
Tune in tonight at 6:40 to hear how I say the Cleveland pitcher's name.
I can't wait. I'm thinking. My guess is BB.
I thought it was Bibby, like old Mike.
Maybe it's Bibby. Yeah, I remember Mike Bibby. Yeah, of course.
Sure.
All right.
Kings.
Don't let me get in your head.
Everybody know.
Don't let me get in your head and make you flub it 3 or 4 times like I do to Ben. So have a great call tonight. Go Padres, and always appreciate your time, buddy.
All right. Thank you, guys.
The great Jesse Agler on our Premier Chevrolet of Carlsbad fan hotline. Save money the right way with Premier Chevrolet of Carlsbad. Visit them today in the Carlsbad Auto Mall. Chevrolet, find new roads. Definitely always love talking to Jesse Agler. Always brings a fresh piece of perspective to the team.
100%.
Very knowledgeable guy.
Calming.
It's
therapeutic.
Yeah. I pay a lot for my therapist when I could. If he would do it, I would pay him a quarter of what I pay my therapist and just do a call with him every day.
Later today, actually. Maybe I can just cancel that. Hey, Jesse, what are you doing at noon?
I need like 30 to 45 minutes.
No.
Are you going to talk about your lying co-host Ben in therapy today? I would. I'm probably going to mention mine tomorrow.
Yeah.
I feel just betrayed. Just betrayed.
Benedict Higgins. God.
Fun show today so far. At 8:35, you guys are going to want to be here. There's a story going on right now, and I guess you could call it sports. It's a
sports media,
but holy
social media
smokes, dude! It's giving me a lot of pause. You have audio of some of that stuff you told me about yesterday? Will you find that?
Yeah, I don't know if it's clean or not.
All right, it might be dirty. All right, we'll have to throw Paulie a little spleen wart there. Makes no sense. We'll be right back. It's Ben and Woods on 97.3. The Fan. Stay right here. Welcome back, Ben and Woods, 97.3 The Fan. If you're watching on the YouTube feed, you see me kind of looking over. There's a call screen. Just had a call on the line, but it dropped off. I don't sit in Ben's chair, right? I used to at the old station. I'm a creature of habit, but I can't see if people are calling.
Old station kind of had to.
Yeah, you kind of
I was in another room.
Yeah, Paulie was in a different room.
For you to be able to make eye contact with me, you had to be.
I would have to turn around.
You'd crank your neck.
Yeah. Crank something.
We're in the same room now.
Welcome back. We are Ben and Woods. Ben is in Catalina. Great first hour of the show today. Really proud of that hour of radio we did. It was all, that was about as genuine as you could get.
I was going to say, yeah, there's been times where every radio show, this show included, plays something up.
Yeah, you play it up a little bit.
And it's kind of been at least talked about beforehand.
Right.
Not like scripted.
Thanks for telling everybody our secrets.
I'm sorry.
Fantastic.
But we literally.
Time for War of the Roses on Ben and Woods. Call us now if your wife's been cheating on you.
Bit of the day. No, but literally this morning, like the entire 6 o'clock hour, we did not know where it was going next.
I was so hot this morning. Ooh, if you missed it, you got to go back and listen. I'm not going to rehash it.
And I still don't know what you're going to make Ben do
Thursday
as a punishment on Thursday when he gets back.
He's toast. He did this to himself, though. You don't lie to me. Okay, just be honest. You can tell me anything. I'm an open book. You can tell me anything. I'm a vault. You can say, man, I really don't feel like doing the show when I go on vacation. I would say, yeah, never expected you to. Never once. Thought you were insane for even bringing it up. Right? I don't even think about doing the show when I'm on vacation. I try to shut the mother down. Let's do some calls next. Let's talk to you guys. Talk about the Padres. Big series coming up, obviously, against the Guardians. I don't want to look ahead to the Rays, so I'm not going to. I want to figure out how to beat Tyler Bybee is what someone told us in the chat. Thank you, Sam. No one said Bybee, I don't think. So Tyler Bybee?
Padres are throwing out
Joe Musgrove,
Waka, Darvish. We're going up against Bybee. And who else?
Savali, Aaron Savali,
Allen,
Logan Allen
on Thursday night.
Was he a Padre at one point, or am I confusing him with a catcher?
I believe
was Logan Allen.
We had two. Allens.
We had two Logan Allens. Logan Allen, baseball player, San Diego Padres. Yeah. I knew that name. I'm watching the Rays take on the A's, and Zach Eflin was pitching. And they're like, drafted by the San Diego Padres. I'm like, I like threw my glasses. I'm like, I forgot about that. He
wasn't drafted by the Padres, but how about Julio Teheran? Lighting it up for Milwaukee.
Dominating in Milwaukee. We've got an eye for talent here in San Diego. We got a hard time keeping it. But, yeah, Eflin's had a monster. He lost last night. But he lost the A's. But he's had a monster season.
You know what we can talk about? We got just a minute. Did you see what happened in the Diamondbacks-Phillies game last night?
I did. Our old friend.
Matt Strahm in the middle of the mix. So you got the Phillies. I think it was 4-1 at the time. Matt Strahm's on the mound. He's been starting for them, but I think he's like a Ryan Weathers type. Kind of a swing guy.
I think he's kind of like I'm going to give you 3.
He's like Nick Martinez.
Yeah, I'm going to give you, but he starts like I'm going to give you 3-4 innings. I don't know what his pull up his numbers, Paulie, this year. I know he got off to a really, really good start. So Strahm's on the mound, our old friend, and Corbin Carroll is up in the game. And I think Strahm started the game. So that means that Corbin Carroll got hit by Matt Strahm twice last night.
Strahm is 4-3 with 4.0 ERA, 56 strikeouts,
how many innings?
1.09 WHIP.
How many innings is he going per start?
He's appeared in 18 games. He started 9 of them. He's pitched 45 innings.
Okay, so yeah, he's that guy. He's Ryan Weathers in Colorado. I'm going to give you a good first time through the order, then we'll turn it over. But apparently he dotted Corbin Carroll early
twice,
and then dotted him again. But the
first 2 at bats,
I did not see the first hit by pitch, so I don't know where it was. I don't have any idea. But the second one was an up and in fastball, and it kind of grazed his knuckle.
Mm-hmm.
And you heard drops the bat. Out of the dugout comes Torey Lovullo. Now Paulie says maybe we put Torey on Don't Do This, and I said, man, He did. He got very mad, and he was doing the finger in JT Realmuto's face.
Realmuto, yep.
And he was pointing, and I'm like, that I don't go for. You don't put your finger in my face.
He was arguing with the umpire, like, hey, this is second at bat. My guy's been drilled twice now.
Just
what are we doing here? And then Realmuto got into it.
It was like, bro, we're not trying to hit him.
Guy.
Yeah. And then the fingers started wagging. Lavulo gets
clear. Bullpens come running in.
Lavulo gets run. Next thing you know, Diamondbacks come back. Tie it up. Diamondbacks end up winning that game. They may never lose again. The Arizona freaking Diamondbacks. I thought they would be good this year. I thought they'd be like a 500 team. Man, they look, and again, I watched some of that game last night, and they're like, here's Jake McCarthy. He's batting 192, but boy, get him on base and he can fly. Nubber reaches base, swipes second, scores on a hit. It's just like, oh my God.
I think about the 2021 Giants.
Yeah.
And around this time, mid-June, we're saying, they're going to fall back.
They're going to fall back.
They're going to fall back.
Yeah. There's no way.
They never did.
They never did. They won 107 games. Yeah.
They just dominated all season long.
Yeah.
And I think maybe because of that, I'm buying, not selling the Diamondbacks.
I'm absolutely buying.
We've seen enough.
I mean, honestly, dude, like they've withstood some injuries. Joe Mantiply was out. They just activated him. He was an all-star for them last year. They look really, really good. Young. They don't know what they don't know. They don't know that they're not supposed to be this good yet. They have arrived early. They absolutely have arrived a little bit early, and it's going to be so interesting to see what they do at the deadline. I
remember a couple months ago, I think it was in April, we had our girl Sarah Langs on, and she was raving about the Diamondbacks. And it was 3 weeks into the season at that point. And she said, look, in 2 years, like everyone's got them projected to be really good in a couple of years. And she said, maybe they've just hit it early.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. So they're, I mean, I can't
played out that way.
I can't stand them. I was watching the broadcast and listening to Brenly, and I can't stand them. I really there's players in there I just don't like. But I'm looking at them going, I got to tip my hat. You guys are having a monster season. So nobody expected this. This was supposed to be a 2-team race, and it is right now. It's the Dodgers, and it's the Diamondbacks as of now. So we'll be right back.
Get into the mix.
Let's get some calls. 833-288-0973. Turn it over to the tier ones out there. Call. We can talk Padres. We can talk about anything you want. Call in, chit-chat it up.
We have a weird phenomenon. And I'm going to need you to lead the discussion.
This is your idea.
As a parent, though. I'm not a parent.
Oh, it's a good call.
But you are the parent. And you have a young child. You have 2 young children.
If you haven't heard about baby Gronk yet, we're going to give this guy the airtime he so desperately desires.
Not quite. We're not having him on.
Correct.
Although I'm guaranteed we could probably get in touch with him and get him on the show. But I'm not doing it.
All right. We'll be right back. Ben Woods, 97.3, The Fan. This hour 97.3 The Fan is brought to you by SC Johnson Raid. Ben and Woods, 97.3 The Fan. Ben is out. He's in Catalina. It's me and Paulie hanging out today. A fun show so far. Got about an hour and 15 left. Going to be talking baseball like we do. Should probably mention the Denver Nuggets are your champions. They won the game last night. I watched the entire fourth quarter. Look at me. And what I saw was a far superior team. I saw also a kind of a scared Heat team down the stretch. We were texting about it. Jimmy Butler drives the lane with a chance to tie or take the lead and dishes, and actually threw it away.
Threw the ball away.
It was like,
and they got another chance. They made a horrible.
He had a horrible shot.
Terrible look.
Terrible shot.
Had plenty of time.
Like your playoff Jimmy, dude. You go to the hoop, right? Draw the foul if you have to, but go strong to the hoop. I've never seen anything like it. In that moment, that was a very weird, even for me, the very novice basketball fan. I texted Paulie, I go, shoot it. And Paulie's like, dude, what are you doing? And I'm like, what happened? So listen, I mean, you weren't.
I felt really good for Denver, though. Man.
I did too, man. Watching the celebration when it was over. You know what it did? It made me sad. Made me want to have a celebration. That's that's what I wanted to see. I wanted to see
first one for them, and I'm seeing they're showing the wide shots of the arena, and I'm just like, man, I'm so happy for everybody in that arena right now.
So cool. And then there was a mass shooting outside after about 3 hours, so that's fun. Nobody's dead, but a lot of people hurt after that celebration. So if the Padres did win it, I will celebrate like a madman from the comfort of my home in my underwear, like I did when they beat the Dodgers last year. It was almost fully nude in my underwear running around. Who's on the line, Paulie? Alfredo?
Yeah, we got Alfredo calling in.
Welcome in, my friend. How you doing, buddy?
Good morning. I'm doing well. How about you guys?
We're doing good, man. Having some fun on a Tuesday.
Good. I keep hearing everybody saying the money that was spent and everything.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I swear it's that horse has been beaten already. Seidler didn't spend all that money for 10 years he did it for two reasons. One, because he knew he was going to be making a lot of dough. I mean, we're selling out almost every single game.
Yep.
And second, I seriously believe we can potentially get 2-3 championships and that's just with Sander, Manny, and Tatis.
Yep.
Now, if they end up getting Soto, fantastic. And if they end up chasing Ohtani, then that's even probably slightly better because he pitches. But other than that, I mean, like, I don't know. They should just stop complaining about that money issue. They're making money. Seidler's not going to be losing any money with the signings that he did and all the money they're going to be raking in. And if we get to the playoffs consistently, like the Braves, but just win, like, you know, not like them, but like really win some championships, then we're going to be set, man. I mean, like, also, I don't know if you noticed, but the Padres should stop bunting.
I couldn't agree more. Oh my God. I hate it. I hate it so much. I hate it. Thank you for the call, Alfredo. I love that call. That's not a plant, by the way. I did not plant him. I swear. Guy called yesterday and said, "Woods, you're a coach now. You're going to be coaching your kids. You got to teach them how to bunt." I go, "I'm not going to do that." You know what I did yesterday with my son? It wasn't bunting. It wasn't. You know what I was teaching him to do, Paulie? Load properly. That's what I was teaching him how to do.
Barrels.
Load on the back foot, keep your weight on the back foot, and hit that ball as hard as you can. Put your head right on the baseball. That's it. That's what I'm teaching him. That's what I'm teaching all his friends. That's all I'm going to teach him. I'm not teaching him how to bunt. Well, this team is not built to bunt. There are times and places for bunting, but I would be very curious to know. I want to actually, I don't know how easy this is to find. If there's a tier 1 listening and you are sitting at home, you're bored out of your skull, go back and look for me at the last 10 World Series champions and let me know how many sacrifice bunts they had in comparison to the other teams in baseball. Honestly, I'm looking back at some of the teams that won it. And listen, I'm not saying never bunt. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying never bunt. But there is a bunt fetish with callers on this radio station. There's a bunt fetish on Twitter. The bunt has become the hot new fetish. And by new, I mean from 1937. That was a very hot way to play in 1937. And I will die on that hill. And you can hate me and call me names, and you will, I'm sure. But I won't see it unless Adam texts it to me. Which he probably will. He did it to me yesterday. So enough with the bunting. You never bunt at Coors Field ever. Trent Grisham, never. Never bunt at Coors Field. Unless the third baseman is playing shortstop, and you're not allowed to shift anymore. But unless McMahon is like, oh, this guy's Deadpool. I'm gonna play short. You shortstop, play behind second base. Just stay there. He's gonna hit it to this area. If that's the case, fine. Bunt, get a knock, call it a day. They won't do it to you again.
Right.
I'm not saying never. But we're out here bunting in the third inning last week. That made me insane. And I don't think that came from the dugout. I really don't. It might have. If that's the case, that's just you're playing scared baseball.
Yeah.
And so thank you, Alfredo, for that call. That was not a plant. He feels the same way as I do. Stop giving away outs. They're very precious. Slug the baseball. Play situational baseball when you have to.
They're giving you an out. Say thank you.
Yeah, take
first base.
That's exactly right. It's exactly right. Billy Bean says, don't bunt. The guy that wanted to get the most out of a low payroll team. Don't bunt. Right? Take the bunt when they give it to you, but don't bunt. Never bunt. Okay? And I know I just said never. I don't mean never, but bunt less.
Bunt less.
Let's check traffic. Get into Baby Gronk. Very weird story.
From the Premier Chevrolet of Carlsbad Traffic Center, part of the Premier Auto family, here's Kelly Danick.
Traffic is sponsored by the all-new Premier Cadillac of Carlsbad. It looks like they cleared a big rig fire in the Fallbrook area, northbound 15 near Mission Road. Traveling on eastbound 56 just past Carmel Creek Road, there's a collision in the center divide. Also crashed the center divide on southbound 805 past Mesa College. The Big O Tires clear ride westbound 54 from the 125 all the way to the 5. Brought to you by Premier Cadillac of Carlsbad with brand new 2023 Cadillac XT4s and XT5s in stock now. Stop in or shop online at CadillacCarlsbad.com, a proud member of the Premier Carlsbad family of dealers. I'm Kelly Danick with Ben and Woods, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
So Paulie brought this story up yesterday to me, and all he had to do was say, hey, have you seen the Baby Gronk? I go, stop.
It's been going on for, I'd say, a couple months now, and it was kind of starting to bubble, and we stayed away from it, and it's really taken off over the last couple weeks.
Yeah, and not for the right reasons. The reasons that it's taken off, if you're unfamiliar with the Baby Gronk situation, so definitely sports related, certainly, but there is a gentleman by the name of Jake San Miguel. And he has a son, and I believe his son is 10 years old. Mm-hmm. Yeah, 10 years old. And he calls him Baby Gronk. He's a 10-year-old. He's supposedly the next big thing in college football recruiting.
He's 10 years old.
But he's 10. Now, he's bigger. He weighs more than most kids his age. Says he uses his large frame to dominate his competition, leading his followers on social media to believe college football programs are already interested in seriously recruiting him. So there's a thing that his dad has done is taken him to all these different colleges, and he's posed with a bunch of big college football players, and he goes to Kentucky and
it's mock-ups like as if he's getting an
offer. So it's kind of come to a head though, because the dad has gone crazy. He's gone crazy talking about this,
sliding into the DMs of literally any and everybody that has a platform.
Yeah, if they have a platform, he is reaching out saying, hey man, he reached out to Paige Spiranak, my beloved, and said to Paige, are you ever in Dallas? We need to connect soon and collab. So she put that on blast, put it on social media like, bro, stop with this kid. It's exploitation.
Ashley Brewer, Sports Center anchor. He was in her DMs. She posted like they're all outing this guy.
And
he says, hey, could we get a story on Baby Gronk with you?
It's very odd, man. It's very odd. So
a couple of Barstool guys, Taylor Lewan and Will Compton, they didn't respond. Hey, any way we can get Baby Gronk on the podcast? Hey, what's going on? Hey, are you in Ohio? It's getting weird.
It's getting really weird. And so he posts on their Instagram, and it says 10-year-old Baby Gronk has already been on 15 college visits. Okay, yes, technically he's been on 15 college visits because his dad, Paulie, took him to the college. So in September, I'm taking Bo to his first Notre Dame game with my dad, meeting my dad and my uncle up in Chicago and South Bend.
It's not a college visit.
I'm taking Bo to Notre Dame. This is not a college. We are visiting a college
The head baseball coach of Notre Dame did not invite you guys out.
Correct.
Take a tour of the facilities.
We may even go look at the baseball field. I may get Bo to take a picture in front of it. That doesn't mean he has an offer coming from the Fighting Irish.
I'm going to make a offer
letter
post. Yeah.
So, yes, he has visited 15 colleges because his dad drove him there, and they walked in and started meeting people because his dad is exploiting his son. And what are the reasons? Why is he doing this? Has he said? He's making money off this kid, right?
Yeah, he says the kid is making like $100,000 a year.
Oh my God, we are in the wrong business.
I mean,
promos, ads, yeah.
Content creators do make money.
They make money.
Lots of it if you are doing it successfully. And I got to find out exactly how many followers he has on Instagram right now, but more followers means ads, endorsements, stuff like that. So I did find this little short video here. Baby Gronk and his dad were talking with some of the guys at TMZ Sports.
Okay.
And here's a question and answer here to kind of lay out at least where they're coming from.
Obviously this is awesome, and it looks like
TMZ.
Your son is just enjoying every bit of this. But there is one side of it where people think that it is maybe too much for him at this time, given his age and the pressure that comes with it. What is your response to people who have been critical of what's been going on?
It's a new era, it's a new generation. The people that are normally jealous of us is kind of older. They just don't get it. The times have changed, dude. Elon Musk about to move us to Mars. It's just the internet is where it's at, and all I did was made him a platform. So if he tears an ACL or he doesn't make it in football, which is hard to make the NFL, at least he has all this other money to start a company or be a part of several companies by the time he's a senior. The goal is to be a millionaire by senior year with football or without football.
Okay, so at least there's that perspective, right? Unlike I've interviewed Todd Marinovich before, and it didn't, robo quarterback, dad fed him nothing but protein. And as a parent, you do want your kids to eat well, and you do want your kids to excel and exercise. I don't want my kid to look like me when he's my age. I want to teach him earlier. This wasn't important when we were kids. I swear to God, it wasn't. You had your food pyramid and eat some stuff from that, and you're fine.
Only a little bit from that one.
We didn't know. Yeah. We did not know what we know now. At least he has a small, tiny bit of perspective saying he may not make it in football. Todd Marinovich's dad never said that.
That was not an option.
It was not an option. Failure is not an option. So he's just using his kid to make money. He does say he puts all the money aside for his kid. I don't know. Kid's not picking up a tank of gas, to drive to Kentucky or whatever. It's pretty bad. And you can see it, you kind of see it in the kid's face. Maybe the kid's happy.
Maybe he is.
I have no idea.
He's doing a lot of things that most 10-year-olds aren't doing, but I wonder, it's almost to the point I'm like, buddy, Baby Gronk, do you even like football?
Here's the question.
Do you want to do this?
Am I not doing enough? Am I not exploiting my kids? I post a lot of pictures of my kids. I'm very proud of my kids. I love my kids.
They should be making money on that.
See, that's what makes me that's what makes me feel icky, is to make money off it. We use bow drops and stuff because they're the funniest two dudes I know. I didn't make a nickel off of that, right? Maybe I should.
Maybe
I should.
No, I think about it all the time.
He's making $100,000 a year.
I coached freshman baseball for 6 years, and I had one kid who was a freak athlete, but he just never really looked like he was cared or having fun.
Yeah.
And I finally pulled him aside one time, and I just privately said, "Dude, are you even having fun?
Right.
Do you want to be here?
Yeah, 100%.
It's okay if you don't." And he goes, "I really wanted to play soccer same season." He goes, "But my dad won't let me."
That's a problem. That's a problem.
I felt so my heart broke.
Oh, man. All right, we got the Round Report coming up next. Got an hour to go on the program. Well, I hope Baby Gronk's having. I hope he's having a good day. I do. Be right back. Ben and Woods, 97.3 The Fan. 3 hours down, 1 hour to go. Ben and Woods, 97.3 The Fan. Thanks for hanging in with us on a Tuesday. We will get more of your calls later in the show. If you guys want to shoot the breeze, chop it up a little bit with me and Paulie. Talk about anything you want, honestly, in the last hour.
Open phones.
Literally, I haven't done open phones in forever. Spiritual mouthwash, whatever, man. I really don't care. At this point, I got that feeling, though, as much as I'm just kind of waiting, I'm in that prove it mode with the Padres, Paulie.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't mean I'm not hyped for tonight's game. Last night, sitting at home watching other base, my wife and I both watching the end of the Rangers-Angels game. Shohei hits another bomb, hit 2 bombs last night. Angels won that game against Bruce Bochy's Rangers. And we're both watching it. Like, we missed it. We missed the Padres being on last night. So I'm all aboard the hype train in that I'm still very excited for these games. It feels weird when they're not on, and I kind of hate it. I hate the off days because I love watching this team play, win, lose. They don't draw, but win, lose. It's been a rough one, but it feels like playoffs every day for me right now because I want to see if this team can do it. I want to see what they're made of.
I'm with you. It's dangerous. It's a slippery slope.
It is. It is.
Because they're going to lose a lot more games still. Yeah. They're going to win, hopefully, a lot over the next 97, 96 games or whatever, but they are going to lose. We can't come in. It can't ruin our
lives,
mentality, our emotions, but it's tough.
It's really, really hard. Nobody in our YouTube chat says, I wish my insanely awesome wife watched baseball with me. I got to tell you, man, maybe the greatest evolution of my marriage is the love that my wife now has for the Padres and that my kids have. And the fact that both kids will sit and watch games with me and know the players. It's like the best thing ever. It really is.
I feel the same way. It's so much more fun. Like we have a fun job.
Yeah. Very
We get
fun.
to watch baseball at night and call it work. And yeah, I could just go in the other room and watch the game.
I try sometimes. It doesn't work.
Sometimes I do, but for the most part, like Megan's there with me every night. We're watching the games together. We go to the games together. Like it's been so much more fun to do it with your family.
It is. And to have everyone buy in and, you get their opinions and you talk about the games. It really has. And when I met Hannah, it's been a while now. When I met Hannah, she was not the world's biggest baseball fan at all. And now to watch her and her evolution, I have such a blast. It's such a part of our family and traditions, watching this team going to the ballpark together. And the fact that all the kids are into it and want to play. And it's just, I'm really, really lucky in that regard. So excited for the game tonight. Padres are going to be taking on the Cleveland Guardians. Back to the 6:40 start time tonight. Is that the case for all games this week, Paulie?
6:40 Thursday.
5:40
getaway day for I don't know if it's getaway day for the Guardians. I don't know where their next game is, but it's a 5:40 start.
Okay,
so a little bit earlier, but not your typical afternoon 1:10 start.
All right, take us away, my friend.
Okay.
All right. 2 stories from the world of sports that we haven't gotten to yet.
We'll start off in Major League Baseball.
And 1 story that you didn't know you needed.
Are you laughing, biatch?
It's the Reindl Report.
Hey, Paul, how you doing?
Okay, how are you?
On 97.3 The Fan.
Are you ready to bless the mood? I need some help, please.
That was good.
Can I get a yeah? Oh, yeah.
All right.
All right.
Eric says my wife gets more upset at the Padres than me. We've got a 20-game season ticket package together and love going. Mine too, but mostly because she knows the kind of mood it's going to put me in. So she's like, boy.
Megan's the same way. Way more emotional about the Padres.
Yeah.
Like pop fly in between center field and second base. Guys running in.
No.
She's like, I can't look. I'm like, they got it.
But I love it.
No, it's fun, man. By the way, we do have another pair of Padres tickets for tomorrow night's game. We gave away a pair yesterday. We're going to get those closer to the bottom of the hour, so do not go anywhere.
Like that tease. Look at you.
Look at me. So you talked about the NBA Finals briefly in our last hour. Of course, the Nuggets won 94-89. First title in franchise history. It was fun to watch, man. I did find some funny audio, though. I'm sure you missed it. Post-game audio. There's been a bit of a ongoing joke with Joker, Nikola Jokic. That
glad you said his name because I can never get it right. Nikola Jokic.
Whenever the season ends, like dude's on the next plane home to Serbia. He has like a farm.
The
he
Will
rides
Myers
horses.
of the Denver Nuggets.
It is, but he's like it's like he's a sweetheart.
It's sweet when he does it.
For whatever reason. Yeah. So listen to, like he did it on the court. He shows no emotion really.
He was so cool in victory and he's cool in defeat.
I noticed that.
He did not celebrate until he got a chance to go around and talk to
Miami
all the Heat
chucks
players.
up a desperation 3. They're down like 6. They miss. Denver recovers. Miami doesn't foul. There's like 8 seconds left. The game is over, and the guys are running the ball off the court. They run to the corner. They're all jumping up and down. They just won the title, and Jokic goes right to the center court, shakes every player's hand on Miami.
Yeah,
talks to the
every
coaches.
one of them.
He's really not even like smiling.
No, he's got it like
he's happy.
He's elated, dude. But he is like, this is business first, and these guys played their asses off, and I'm going to give them the respect that they've earned.
Yep.
It was
cool
noticeable.
Lisa Salters from ESPN got a hold of him with a camera and a microphone, and Jokic, Nikola, you just won the championship. Like, how do you feel? Kind of a thing. And he said, "Hey, the job is done. We can go home now." Yeah. And so, but this was after all of that, after off the court. This is the podium, and he was asked if he's looking forward to the parade.
You said after the Lakers win, you said you were surprised that you didn't feel more. So I'm curious
after
what you are
the
feeling
Lakers
right now, and if you're looking forward to a parade coming up in Denver.
When is parade? When is parade?
Thursday.
No. I need to go home.
He put hands on his head. He goes, "What?"
Okay.
Oh no.
I mean, he did the whole. I need a minute. They said you got to stick around till Thursday, buddy.
Did he not? He didn't realize that if we win, we're going to do a parade.
It's not like it's not tomorrow.
Yeah, it's
today.
not tomorrow.
No, Thursday.
Today's It's like 2 days. Would you delay your flight by 2 days?
This was late Monday night. He goes, "Wait, when's parade?
When's parade?
Thursday." Oh, and he goes, "Oh my god."
No. I can't do it.
Like he booked a flight already for Wednesday morning.
I use miles. I can't cancel it. This sucks.
Oh, dude,
his beautiful wife and baby girl.
That
it
little
just
girl
killed
holy
me.
Crap.
I want to credit the Denver Nuggets a lot for sticking with Mike Malone. I mean, the tenure of there's very few guys in coaching in general, really any sport, that have an organization that will say, no, we've had some ups, we've had some downs, we're going to stick with you because you are our guy. And they did. They hired him. I believe he was let go from Sacramento in 2014. And here we are 9 years later, and he is a world champion. And really, really cool.
You won't read it. I know that. But because of what you just said, I would at least let you know that there's a really good story on ESPN Plus right now by Zach Lowe, one of their top NBA insiders. Yeah. And it's just kind of the 7-year build to this point for the Nuggets franchise. And I was skimming through it earlier.
I think I skimmed it, Paulie.
It's really fascinating.
And they did.
I mean, Jokic was like the 41st player drafted.
Dude,
okay,
he's
the best player in the NBA,
Yep.
2-time MVP, Finals MVP, champion. Now,
did you see
second round?
Did you see what his vice was when he got here?
Yes.
And that dude used to drink, no BS, you guys, 2 liters of Coca-Cola a day, 6 liters of Coca-Cola Classic a day. He would get a 2-liter, drink it for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. They came to him and they said, "Buddy, you got to clean it up. Your insides are going to rot out." So he had to give up the Coke. And I mean the Coca-Cola Classic. That was his biggest vice when he got it. He was like, "America's great." And he's sucking down Coca-Cola. It's like 2 at a time.
Oh, man.
Unreal. The work ethic that he has. You watch him play and you're like, I don't get it. I don't get it. You gawky, white, pasty, but he's so athletic. He's so good.
Jamal Murray was a one and done at Kentucky, I believe. Yep. Had ACL injury. I mean, to see the emotion, he wasn't able to hold it back. You talked about Mike Malone. It's just, man.
Good ass team, good city.
Strong
Congratulations.
team, and to see it all come together for them was really cool. All right, next up, we have talked about in the past with Netflix, the live aspect of Netflix. We talked about it when they did a Chris Rock special live on a Saturday night. Recently, they tried to do the Love is Blind big reunion live on a Sunday night, and it failed epically. They ended up just saying, sorry, we got everybody here. We got cameras rolling.
We're going to just tape it.
We're going to produce it, and it's going to just be like any other episode. But there's always been the idea going around that Netflix wanted to get into live sports. And now we have at least the first installment of that. And they're going to take a couple of their staples in the sport. I mean, look, Netflix is known for their sports documentaries. The Last Dance, of course, being the best one.
Yep.
So they are going to take people from the Formula One show, Drive to Survive. I actually have not started that yet, but every single person I know that has seen it.
This is my weekly saying, oh, I'll watch that.
I know.
I'll also watch
I have no interest in I have no interest in racing and Formula One, but I know people that have even less interest than that. They started the show, they're like, I'm in, I am hooked. So they're going to take people from that show.
Can't wait to check it out.
And they're going to take people from another Netflix show, of course, Full Swing. They're going to do a celebrity golf event, kind of like the match that you've seen on cable television. But it's going to be a celebrity golf tournament featuring drivers from Formula One, Drive to Survive, and 2 PGA golfers from Full Swing.
If I wanted to watch bad golf, I would just get a tee time with you and Sam and Foster and just go watch. I don't care about celebrities playing golf. I love golf. I couldn't give a frog's fat ass.
Mark Wahlberg and
Tom
Phil
Brady.
Mickelson are playing
I don't
against
care.
Aaron Rodgers and Tom. Yeah.
It's the one thing where I'm like, I couldn't care less about celebrities. Now, so it's Formula One drivers playing golf. I don't even want to watch them drive, much less watch them play golf. What are we doing here?
I imagine there's not a lot of details out yet. It's going to happen in the fall, but I imagine it'll be just like the match. You'll take one Formula One driver from the show, pair him up with a PGA
Here he is
golfer,
with Cam Smith.
Right.
Like, fantastic.
Exactly.
Riveting. What are you? I'm a 14. Cool. I'm a 16. This is great. You're going to make 2 more putts than I will around, but you drive really fast. So I'm supposed to care about that. I'm so out, Paulie.
Finally, Pat Sajak was in the headlines yesterday. And of course, I was like, oh no, he's 76 years old. Oh my God. Yep. Yeah. Why is he trending? Well, it's not because of that. It is because he's retiring as the host of Wheel of Fortune.
Okay.
He tweeted out yesterday, well, the time has come. I've decided that our 41st season, which begins in September, will be my last. 41 years hosting that mother. It's been a wonderful ride. I'll have more to say in the coming months. Many thanks to you all. If nothing else, it'll keep the clickbait sites busy. Yeah, you're right. Because I was wondering, oh God, what happened?
He's done. He's gone.
But
so what? He's 76.
He has been there since it debuted in 1983.
I remember it, dude. I remember probably 85, 86 is when I remember watching it. So wait, he's 76. He's been there 41 years. He started that show when he was 35 years old. He looks pretty good. He looks like he has not aged. He get a lot of work done. They have a lot of good makeup and stuff. Probably make us look pretty good.
Probably.
We were on TV.
We're on camera. Should we be doing makeup every day?
That's called the Kush gig. And listen, I'm not saying Pat Sajak doesn't work hard, but Pat Sajak works hard like we work hard. You know what I mean? Like it has made a fortune.
They can film a whole season in a couple weeks.
Yeah,
4, 5, 6 games.
When I learned that
Wait, they don't do it live once a day.
When I learned that, like Trebek and Pat Sajak, these get like, all right, we got 7 episodes we're doing today. I'm like, oh no, because you know me, I couldn't do it.
Right.
If you said we can record the whole show, Monday we're gonna have to grind it out from 5 a.m. to 5 p.m. I'd say
and then you're done for the week.
I'll say no. I'm just coming in every day. I can't do it.
After each game, all right, new blazer, new tie.
Yeah, there's no way. There's no way. I can't even record stuff before the show. I am like
it's true.
And after. This
Very
is
true.
I just couldn't do it. Ben would do it in a heartbeat. He would suck it up to do that. I couldn't do it, man. I need the freshness of every day. But yeah, when I found out that they would do 5-6 episodes in a day, it blew my mind. It's like one of the most mind-blowing things I'd ever heard. All right, so Pat Sajak retiring. Who is going to replace him?
No word yet.
I heard Stern talking about it a little bit driving in. He thinks it's going to be Ryan Seacrest.
I can see that.
Yeah, he has
It's in
7
the
jobs.
ABC family.
Just keep. What about Ben?
You know he wants it. He's literally talked about it for years. He wants to be a game show
That's
host.
why he loves Take on Woods. He doesn't even like music, but he loves Take on Woods because
he would like whatever game show we decide to do on a daily basis.
Yeah,
would,
it could be Guess
be all in.
the Butthole, and he would be all into it because it's a game show. Let's workshop that for next week when he comes back. He'd need to, and this is, I'm putting on my agent hat here. He'd need to drop 20 at least.
To be on, yeah.
To put you on Wheel of Fortune.
You think he's going to look as good as Pat Sajak does when he's 76?
No chance. No chance. None of us are.
No.
None of us are going to look as good as Pat Sajak does.
Pat Sajak's not doing mornings for 40 years.
That's exactly right.
Wear you down.
Soul-sucking, soul-stealing job that this is. We'll be right back. Ben and Woods on 97.3 The Fan. I'm going to take your calls, 833-288-0973. Whatever you guys want to talk about is fine. Love to talk Padres with you, but if you're not feeling the Padres right now,
we are open the rest of the way.
We're open. Rest of the way, we'll do a little topic wheel. Just shoot the breeze, man. Chop it up for the next 45. It's very relaxed in here, which is just the way I like it. So call us 833-288-0973. Be right back. Welcome back, my friends. Ben and Woods, 97.3, The Fan. Thanks so much for being here with us. No matter how you consume our program, we're just happy that you do. And spread the word of Ben and Woods. Tell your friends to listen. Tell them to watch. The YouTube thing has been great for us. Go to youtube.com, search Ben and Woods. You can watch us. I don't know why anyone would want to look at us for 4 hours, but they do. They like to see the facial expressions. You do get a little bit behind the scenes. You'll see me looking at Paulie nodding, and Paulie knows what I'm saying. Get the traffic, all the little hand
callers,
the hand signals. Let's grab a quick call, Paulie. Before this is a little short segment, but who's on the line for us?
We'll start with how about RJ?
RJ, Ronald James.
Good morning, gentlemen. How are you?
I'm good. Was that an accurate guess? RJ stands for Ronald James.
You know what? Today, that's all good. I'll go with that. Listen, you said you wanted to shoot the breeze,
yes.
And I got a couple things, and then we'll talk like legit sports. So first, I'm listening to your ads, and it just bothers me that it's La Mesa Rec Van. And they used to be in La Mesa. Now they're not. That weirds me out. I know. It's awkward to me.
I don't even know what ad you're talking about. I don't know that one. I must have.
Well, you guys are running these ads for like the RV, La Mesa RV.
Yeah.
It's not La Mesa RV. It's La Mesa Rec. I grew up on La Mesa RV in La Mesa, and it's not in La Mesa. It's all over all over Southern California.
Okay.
Second thing.
Semantics,
the
fine.
men's clinic. So I know, but it weirds me out. I got to get over myself. I get it.
Okay.
The men's clinic. So
is this are we doing a commercial air check here? That's what
no, what we're doing is you said shoot the breeze, shooting the breeze. So the commercials from out. But now let's talk sports. I was listening to the coach yesterday.
Yes.
And we know what kind of fans the coach gets. And it's a whole other kind of vibe. And I don't feel old enough to listen, but it's okay. It's okay. I listen because every now and again you get someone really, really bright. And one of the gentlemen said something about 0-2 counts.
Yeah.
Now, for some reason, the relief corps on the 0-2 counts, they want to waste pitches. They don't want to challenge. And I'm wondering, I'm going to ask you guys this because you guys are way closer to this than I am. Is that a coaching thing? Is that a guys just going back to what they know? I don't understand because the guy made sense to me. So why not challenging? You're up 0-2. Why not?
What's going on? This is one of the most fascinating. You know how Jesse Agler, we had him on earlier, and he was talking about how he thinks weirdly about schedules and things like that. I don't. I honestly couldn't tell you. If the calendar was on the wall, Paulie, I wouldn't know. I don't think about stuff like that. What I am forever fascinated by, and it keeps me up at night, is pitch counts and when to hit. My whole life, I've always been told, hey, man, see one, see a pitch. Then I saw, again, another coach talking about this. The guy said it was a former big leaguer, and he said this is so good. Got into pro ball. And guy walks up, takes the first pitch fastball down the middle, 0-1. Swings at a slider, away, 0-2. Guy wastes a pitch, doesn't swing at it. Then another slider, ass out, swing, strikes out. He goes, hey, what pitch did you strike out on? His coach says, first manager you ever had in the pros. He goes, I was a slider. He goes, no, you struck out on the first pitch that you let go down the middle. That's the pitch you struck out on. And I went, and my brain exploded. And I'm sitting here going, oh my God. Think about if you're a pitcher. That's the beauty of baseball. This one magnificent, beautiful chess match that it is. I'm the pitcher. Paulie's the hitter. Paulie's looking at my eye. I'm looking at his. And I go, I got to get ahead here. I don't want to put him on. Look who's behind him. All right. So I'm going to throw him my best pitch, which is probably my fastball. And I'm going to try to dot it on the outside corner. Shoot. Paulie, if he's in attack mindset, that's why location is so much more important than velocity. So much more.
Agreed.
If I go down and away to you, you're screwed. You're not even going to swing. But if I just do a get me over fastball down the middle, Paulie, if you're in attack mode 0-0, I'm dead. That's a double. That's a double or more right off the shoot. And it blew my mind when I heard it. I saw another coach. It was like an Instagram video of a coach, and he said, best pitch to swing on is an 0-0 pitch. And I went, man. Now, you will run into those pitchers that say, I can throw any pitch anytime. Yu Darvish would be one of those guys.
It's obviously different at the major league level.
He's not going to throw you. He's not going to throw you a 96 mile an hour fastball to start you. He's probably not. Throw you a splitty. He can throw you a slider that you'll probably swing at. That's why baseball's so effing hard, because of the chess match. Once you think you know what's coming, and here's something I've seen a lot more of in recent years. Let's say 25, 30 years ago, Paulie, if I'm 2-0, I can literally sit back on my heels and go and just unload on a 2-0 pitch. That's the thing that frustrates me is favorable hitters counts. Guys aren't aggressive on this team sometimes. But then again, conversely, you're facing guys that throw really hard, nasty breaking stuff. How many 2-0 changeups have we seen? How many 2-0 sliders have we seen? How many 2-0 get-ahead curveballs have we seen Michael Wacha throw? You don't know what's coming at this level.
Right.
You just don't know. And you have to sit fastball and react to everything else.
It's why you got to appreciate the game.
That's it. That's
like at that level.
That's why
so hard.
That's why I'm so.
It's not middle high school.
I'm so reticent to rip these guys, man, for hitting. It's like I want them to do better, yes, but I also
like when I was 14, I knew 99% chance this kid's not going to start me off with a curve.
No, he's throwing me a fastball. I'm going to hammer it.
Ahead.
Yes,
he's going to throw a fastball. I had a coach similar to what the first story you told. He just said, "You're going to get this guy's best pitch on the first one. You don't have to take it. You're going to get most likely he's trying to throw you a fastball right down the middle. Why would you take that? Why?"
Mike B says, feels like working on approach is out of the question. Dude, your approach is to hit a barrel. That's it. And you're just honestly like at this level, I don't know how much Ryan Flaherty can do. Honestly, I really don't. You're a good hitter or you're not at this level.
I think about it like, what can Ryan Flaherty really teach Manny Machado at hitting a baseball? Because if Ryan Flaherty, he's not an old guy. If he knew the success, if he knew all the keys to success and was such a good hitter, he'd still be playing the game.
No doubt. And Johnny says Walker will hit you with 3-0 changeup. Yeah, 3-0 changeup. I'm coming out of my shoes. If the opportunity presents us, I think I've swung 3-0 maybe 3 times my whole life. I'm not a good hitter, right? But I know I'm going to get a cookie in friggin' adult league 3-0. Big leagues, yeah, you may get me over curveball. You may get a changeup. That's why this game's so hard, man. It's so hard to do. Max says put the ball in play, good things will happen. Yeah, I do agree with that. And I do think the other thing that we heard on this show that truly, truly blew my mind, and it came from Adam Jones, and I can't remember exactly how he phrased it, but first swing is mine. And that mentality is something I will teach my children for the rest of their lives as long as they want to play baseball. The first swing is yours. You get it. The second swing, that belongs to the team. The third swing, that belongs to your guts and your heart. You need to find a way to put the ball in play, but that first swing is yours. You rip it. You don't see a lot of that in the big leagues anymore. A couple guys do it. A couple guys choke, try to go the other way, try to take it where it's pitched. But for the most part, it's the same swing 3 times. But that's what I think about, man. I think about that all the time. So to answer the very long-winded way of answering, bro, there's no why do they waste pitches 0-2? I don't know. If I had the stuff that they had, I wouldn't waste a thing. I would not waste what if I'm Blake Snell, if I had the nastiest, I mean, I would probably go like fastball, curveball, and just see what happens. I mean, his stuff is so good. It moves so much. I'm not going to waste a bunch of pitches. I'm not going to try to get cute and throw a bunch of stuff. I love pitchers that go right after the zone. And I'm going to teach my kids that as well. If they want to pitch, bro, F a waste pitch. Just go get him. Throw it up, throw it down. Waste it high, waste it down and away. Those are waste pitches. If the umpire doesn't call them, good chance you're going to get a swing.
As a pitcher in high school, I didn't have overpowering speed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was barely able to touch 80, not consistently. I mean, if I put every single thing I had into it, the guys that could touch 88, 89 in the high school level, it didn't make sense to me.
No, it doesn't.
How? So I pitched, I mean, I grew up in Seattle. I modeled my style after Jamie Moyer. I learned to change up. I threw low. I learned how to locate the ball, and I had to trust my defense. I was hoping to get ground balls. I wasn't going to blow it by anybody.
619 Bengals fan says excuses. Come on, bro. These guys are professionals. Yeah. Professionals that fail 7 out of 10 times are Hall of Famers. That's how hard the game is. Don't be ridiculous. Don't be ridiculous. I mean, you try to hit Sandy Alcantara 94 mile an hour changeup, and then he gasses you up with 100, and then he throws a slider at you that's knee buckling, and you're like, well, why didn't you barrel it? Yeah, I get they're professionals. Still expected to fail 7 out of 10 times and be great. So we'll be back. We can continue this conversation and more. Call in 833-288-0973.
If you're on the line, stay on the line. I see you. We'll get to you.
We'll come get segment. You. Be right back. Ben and Woods, 97.3 The Fan. One of the many things Ben is much better at me at is remembering things like we have Padres tickets to give away. I'm really bad at mechanics.
Yeah, I'm with you on this one.
Sorry about that.
I forgot as well.
833-288-0973. We've painted ourselves in a bit of a corner because we wanted to get callers, but also now call for Padres tickets.
Calling now, I will assume it's about the Padres tickets.
All right, so
we will let you know once we've gotten
now?
a caller, and then we'll clear the phone lines. And then if you'd like to call in and
let's do the whole thing live. You know what? Let's just do the whole thing live. Call now, 833-288.
All their information.
That's fine. We'll do it live. 833-288-0973.
No.
Take a caller. Let the phones populate. Well, you can't put their information on, but we can say hello to them.
Okay.
You're our winner.
You can do
things
that.
like that. They used to do that in radio a lot. Excuse me.
All right, let's
Oh,
see.
phones
here.
are blowing up.
Now they're blowing up. How about
In my mind, my ego says they all just want to call and say hi and shoot
They
the
just wanna
breeze.
help
No, they
us
want
out.
tickets.
No, let's see here. 97.3 The Fan. You
Who's
are
this?
live on the air. Who's this?
This is Chris Dodds.
Chris
What's up, man?
Dodds. How you doing, buddy?
Woodsy, how's
Yes.
it going, my guy?
Things are going well, man. How about yourself?
Doing good, my brother.
Good.
Doing good.
Chris, what are you up to tomorrow night?
Oh man, I'm trying to get that Hawaiian shirt, man. It'll go great with the Mai Tai this weekend.
You got it.
Well, I got
buddy.
some good news for you. You're today's winner. We got a pair of tickets coming your way. I need you to stay on the line.
Stay on the line. Don't hang up.
Got to get some more information from you real quick. And we will do that while you listen to Traffic from Kelly Danick.
Thank you.
From the Premier Chevrolet of Carlsbad Traffic Center, part of the Premier Auto family, here's Kelly Danick.
We've still got some isolated drizzle, even light rain in parts of the county, guys. Slick roadways we're dealing with, so please continue to take it extra carefully out there. Got a collision now on the northbound side of the 5, right before Main and Division. Those vehicles are over to the right shoulder. Also collision on northbound 805, just before Governor. Those vehicles are over to the right shoulder. Reports of some metal debris up ahead at Nobel. Now the coastline, a collision on the La Costa Avenue on-ramp to southbound 5. I'm Kelly Danick with Ben and Wood, San Diego's #1 sports station, 97.3 The Fan.
All right, so Paulie's getting all that information right now from Chris, who just won the tickets to the Padres game. Got him dialed in. That was fast, man.
well
Paulie
done.
Randall knocks out of the park. Let's get to some of these other people that think that they won tickets.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, this is
Just crank one up.
all right. 97.3 The Fan. Who's this?
Hello?
Hi.
Yeah, I'm calling for the Padre ticket.
Oh, we already gave them away.
Sorry, man.
Hello?
All right.
We already gave him away.
He's gone.
No, he hung up.
Yeah.
This is where you get gold.
97.3 The Fan. Who's this?
This is Chelsea.
Hi, Chelsea. How are you?
Great. How you guys doing?
Doing good. What's going on?
Not much. I was just listening from Indiana, and you guys were giving away Padres tickets. I was wondering if I was the right caller.
Okay. I have some logistical questions for you, Chelsea.
Okay.
You're where?
I'm in Indiana, but my parents are in San Diego, and they're huge fans. So if I could win, I would send the tickets to my mother's email.
I was going to say. Well, so we've already given them away. I'm sorry.
Okay. No, all good.
Number 2. Thank you for listening all the way in Indiana. That is what part of Indiana, by the way?
I'm in Yorktown.
I don't know
So
Yorktown.
kind of outside of Indianapolis.
Okay. I spent some time in South Bend, Indiana.
Okay.
And that was nice. But are you from here originally, San Diego?
I am.
Okay.
I just moved out here a couple months ago. I've caught the Padres out in Chicago and going to Cincinnati next month and hopefully St. Louis in August.
Okay,
So-
good. And you just use Ben and Wood's little taste of home to remind you of San Diego.
Exactly.
Oh, I
This
love
is
that.
my
Love that.
coffee morning. It's,
Oh.
it's like almost 1:00 here, but you guys come with me on errands and have coffee and
Well, you are a sweet, sweet angel. And if I could get your parents to the game tonight, believe you me, I would do it. Actually, give me your email and Paul, get her email. I'll see what I can do about getting her parents to the game tonight.
Okay.
All right. See if anybody has some extras and try to get her folks out there.
Well, the problem now is that you can't talk to a caller while I'm also
That's
taking
fine.
her information.
I'll wait. Just get her email for me, and I'll see what I can do about getting her to a game. All right. So I'm gonna try to do. So I'll wait.
You got to talk because otherwise you're going to hear me getting all.
Oh, just kidding.
You can't just sit there.
So anyway, I was born July 19th, 1975. It was like 7 pounds, 9 ounces. And, Methodist Hospital in Dallas, Texas. Jeter wants to know, Woods got any tickets? About 5 of them. No. Oh, TJ, our sweet, sweet tier 1 says, tell her I can give her mine for tonight. I will take you up on that. TJ, you are incredible. You are the best. And we'll get your information. I think we have your information. And I will get Chelsea and her parents. I'll get her parents some tickets. Yeah, you can win, I guess, from Indiana. We just did a workaround because there are rules. There's rules against winning out of state, as Paulie tries to get her email. Got it?
We're good.
All right, I've already found her tickets through our TJ in the chat. That's how we do it. People helping people.
Love
is what we
TJ.
do. She's the best.
You're a superstar.
She is the best.
Okay.
I don't want to take any more calls. Made me very nervous. I am pouring sweat right now, Paulie. I really am. I'm like pouring sweat. It's also extremely hot in here, but I am also like, that made me so nervous. She was so sweet, so nice, trying to win tickets for her mom and dad that live in San Diego. So I'm going to send them to the game tonight for sure. TJ is incredible. Paulie, spin that SOB.
Topic wheel
Let's
time?
go topic wheel. I'm killing time. TJ the GOAT, by the way.
She is. All right. It's going to be a little, might get a little deep.
Oh, good.
What's one thing you would change about yourself?
Oh, man. It's so easy. Mine's so easy. Do yours first.
What would I change about myself? I am, how do I want to say this? Stubborn. I'm stubborn.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very stubborn. I wish I could change that about myself.
Mine is my temper.
Temper.
Yeah. I've my very very small wick, you know. And I when you are as kind of high strung as I am, you know, you do have a bit of a temper, and I'm working on it. I'm trying. It still manifests itself. You know, I'm loud. I'm a loud guy anyway by nature. And then when I get mad, it's just louder, and I don't really mean to yell. Because I don't want to be like the dad that these kids are afraid of. I need something, Paulie. I was talking to somebody about this recently. Parenting is really hard. It's just really hard. And I have a hard time with it. And I try very much. I think about it all the time. But we got in an argument with my wife actually last night. This is great. I meant to bring this up in the open today. That being said, we had other fish to fry.
Ben Higgins being
our
the
big,
fish.
fat, lying catfish. Ben Higgins is the one we had to fry this morning. So I got this email last night. Now, Paulie, most guys get this email and they just gloss over it and say, all right, sounds good. My dumbass has to go and question every single thing. So I got an email. Bo is starting kindergarten, as you know, in August, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I got an email that says, hey, we've got these kindergarten meetups. And I looked at it, and there's 3 meetups, Paulie, for parents of the new kindergartners together. So instead of just saying, instead of RSVPing saying, yes, I'll be there, I go to the kitchen. What is this? Hannah's like, what? She's like, I go, what is this meetup stuff?
Oh my God.
And she's like, what's the big deal? And I go, I don't know. Like, I thought we just sent our kid to kindergarten. She's like, you're a monster. And I go, what are you talking about? And she's like, and I go, gun to my head, my dad wouldn't have known where my elementary school was. God, like literally, what's the name of his elementary school where we're taking him? My dad would have been like, take him. I have no idea. I don't want to play that card, the misogyny card, because I am an involved dad. I really am. You know that about me.
Yes.
But there was a part of me
dad.
last night where I said to Hannah, I go, can we just send him to school? I thought we just send him to school. I'll be there first day. I'm going to be there with him.
Times have changed, buddy.
Bro. And so she rolled over last night. She wouldn't even talk to me. She goes, I mean, if you don't want to be involved in your kid's life, then so be it. I go, all right, but like, it's also important for our kids to get the feeling of like, it's okay to be a little bit nervous and unsure and have to go make friends. Those are important parts of the journey. Are they not?
Yes.
We don't have to hold their hands all the time. You know me. I ain't giving my kid no participation trophy. I'm not that guy. I'm not that dude either. I need something in the middle here. I need something in the middle of get your ass to the back and cut me a switch. And let's talk about your feelings and how they're making you feel. I need somewhere in the middle. And that's where I kind of try to live. So
that's fair.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So we had this, and I said, I'll go to the things. I'll go to them if you want me there. But I wish, you know what? I wish I didn't fight everything. That's the more so tempered, but I wish I didn't fight everything so hard. Just go with it sometimes. I have to question every single thing. So now I got to go to 3 meetups and be like, this is Bo. Doesn't really like the beach. He loves playing baseball. Hi, I'm Woodsy, Steve Woods. Yeah, that's my wife, Anna. And like, I got to go. I have to do this 3 times before he starts kindergarten. Whereas my parents are like, all right, you're off to school. Go get on the bus. See you later. And I feel like a boomer saying this, but things have changed. So now my wife is so mad at me. She's so mad at me. She was so mad at me last night. She goes, you don't have to question every, just go along with it every now and then.
Just roll with it.
Yeah. Just
enjoy the ride.
I'm the least enjoyer of the ride I know. I'm trying to tell everyone to enjoy the ride. I don't enjoy the ride. Spin that sucker again. That was deep.
Didn't mean that to happen.
That's all right. I don't mind. I'm open about it. I know I'm not the only dad that feels this way either. Because I commiserated with several dads about it last night. And one of them said, just wait till they get you to join the dads club. I go, here we go.
What is the worst holiday in your opinion?
Worst holiday? I don't really mind. How could you be mad at a holiday? Like, especially if you get the day off.
Yeah.
I don't really understand Labor Day. I don't even understand really what it is. I just go along with it. Are we celebrating the workforce?
Like going back to work as if you didn't work all summer?
Right. Like, hey.
Unless you're a teacher.
It's Labor Day.
Even teachers, they work most of the summer.
That's not the worst, though, because I get the day off. There's no bad.
Like, I hate Christmas. Like, I hate Thanksgiving. I hate just hanging
out
with
with
my
Thanksgiving.
family and eating food.
I love Easter. My wife doesn't. I like Easter. I like Thanksgiving. I like Christmas. I like New Year's Eve. That's the worst.
New Year's, yeah, I can get on board with that.
Yeah,
Valentine's Day kind of sucks.
That one sucks, but it's not a holiday. We don't get the day off.
It is, but it's not like it's not a bank holiday.
It's definitely not a bank holiday. We don't get. Imagine going to your boss and saying, I'm taking the day off. Like, why? It's
they sell greeting cards for it in February.
It's Valentine's Day.
Like, yeah. I'd go Valentine's Day, New Year's Eve. I can get on board with all that.
Manuel in the chat says Memorial Day. How dare you? How dare you?
Watch your mouth.
How dare you?
Talk about my beloved.
That's Paulie's favorite holiday. Aaron says Woods is obviously not working class. I don't know what that means. Oh, it's for the working class. That's where Labor Day comes from. I mean, I work. I don't labor. You're right. I just don't. I never understood where it came from, but I'm not mad at it. I like it. I'm in on it because it means I get the day off work.
It was always pretty much the start of school.
Start of school, which I liked. I liked that too. I didn't mind going to school. And you could see all your friends and see what girls are in your class and all that. It was a good bit, man. Good bit. TJ, I want to thank you again for hooking up those tickets. Do we have her number?
She's already messaged me. I'll get that locked in after
You'll
the
do
show.
that. Thank you so much, Paulie, for doing that. That is incredible. We are almost out of time for the day. I had a really, really fun show. Today was a lot of fun. Yesterday felt a little stressful. Today it was really cut loose, have some fun, a different kind of Ben and Wood show. One, frankly, that I've been looking for a while, if I'm being completely honest. It's been a lot of fun. We will welcome Ben back on Thursday. We will put Ben to work on Thursday. He may call in tomorrow. Pod's taking on the Guardians tonight. Joe Musgrove on the bump, man. Let's go. We got to get this thing started. Got to get this ship righted. And it's just it's not even sinking. It's just teetering. It's just kind of like up a wave, down a wave, up a wave, down a wave. Just a nice, get on a nice roll. And let's start it tonight, man. Does that sound good to you?
Sounds great to me.
Sounds great to me as well.
Let's get things going. I mean, I was encouraged last weekend when they won the first 2 games.
Yeah, I was so
excited.
Series.
Of course, Sunday sucks.
Such a relief, though, man, getting those first 2.
But how many times this year already have we, win Friday, lose Saturday, win game 1, lose game 2, and then it's rubber match every freaking series.
I'd pay $100 for them to not lose another Sunday game for the rest of the year.
I'd chip in 100
to not come in on Monday and be like, ugh, she's done. Like I would pay $100, to charity, $100. If I would whatever. If you could guarantee me they would not lose on a Sunday again for the rest of the year, I would do it in a heartbeat because I like starting the week off in a positive manner. Has not happened very much this year. So listen,
we need to go do the deep dive. Like I would love to know what's their record on Sunday.
We got to look. You have to do it tonight. You have to do it tonight. You have to come equipped with it tomorrow. Thank you guys for hanging in with us. Had a really, really good time shooting the breeze with you. We have the best audience in the world, bar none, just as evidence of what just happened in the group chat and with that phone call.
That was awesome.
You guys are incredible. Thank you so much for being with us. We will be back tomorrow, me and Paulie. And who will be joining us tomorrow? Tomorrow is Wednesday. Adam Jones.
And AJ Casabell.
Oh, I love this, man.
It's an AJ day.
AJ day. Try to get Preller on, and we'll complete the trifecta. We'll be
Morning,
back.
guys.
No, good morning, AJ. Gonna win tonight.